say you have 2
Twitch has a large work order, and it's hard to manage it all. I understand.
For most
It's
classes,
unfortunate.
4th level
I guess I
spells
could
are
just try
spell
it.
slingers.
Case 5 points of PRs.
Seven
Dash.
third level spells.
You coming up, buddy? Coming up?
So what third level spells do you already have?
Fireball, haste, heroism, displacement.
Fireball, haste,
Heroism.
displacement.
Yeah. He wants the comfort, but he also wants the availability to ditch at the slightest hint of something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just funny. Like at this point, like you have to
Alright.
hold him
Fly.
with where he's at.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that.
We'll get him right here.
Especially since I think you're the only one who can't fly.
Yeah.
Because Glitter has some form of flight. Is it
He has
just the
the
spell?
fly hex.
Oh, the fly hex, that's what
I
it
have
is.
the armor and I have the fly and the spell storing sword.
And he just has wings.
I have wings.
So yeah, so the fly spell is very good for you to have.
Yeah.
Then we can all fly.
Whee!
And then Brock has to plan for that.
I don't
I think
think.
he's been doing okay with it.
I
so
mean, at that
far.
point, it's more convenient if everyone
Guys.
can fly.
Nils is just identified as a helicopter kind of ship.
Nice.
Great invisibility.
Bah, 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 bah.
Fly.
An Apache attack helicopter. So,
Hold up, gotta reload. Just some random bystander.
what was it? We saw a TikToker who
That's a
said
weird
that
ass rain.
It's also
you know, if you want to
raining shell.
deal with flying characters at low level who are overpowered, and I'm like, I don't think your character should be getting fly at low level. Like, I don't understand.
I'm like, fly is very specifically at this level spell.
Well, get
Unless
the
you're
fly
a race that has it. Yeah.
ability.
Get ways to fly. In 5th edition, it's
Let's just say
dumb.
second fireball.
You can get it at character
Second fireball,
creation.
so
the
2
ability to
fireballs.
fly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
even
really
then,
like
rest.
how the
I don't
Witch
see
does
it
it
that
because you get the
powerful.
ability to hover for a second with the beginning of the fly hex. Does it upgrades, right?
Yeah, it starts out with constant feather fall, and then becomes fly for a number of minutes per day. I
Yeah,
think.
I like it how it tiers, so you can still like get into the hex at the beginning, but like it does get stronger.
Yeah, I don't worry too much about
Yeah,
that.
I don't know.
Spells
I just
usually
feel like
end up
the
being
answer is
so-
more ranged characters, and then you're fine.
But yeah, like
What's that?
once people get the ability to get fly, I don't think flying characters are truthfully an issue.
No, it's something you expect now that your characters can fly.
So, yeah, you may
And you
want them
throw
to
in more
summon
ranged-based
from you
characters.
a cone.
Or characters that fly themselves.
Or
But
characters
so
that
is
fly
a
themselves.
Teleport.
However, they
hundreds
got
of
fly.
feet.
The enemy
Not
can
for
also
everybody.
use that method
That's
to
weird,
acquire
that's a
fly.
fifth level spell.
I thought it was funny how Noah thought it was so bullshit that his combination of creator invisibility and fly did not make him invincible.
Oh, right.
No one combo is ever going to make you invincible.
Well,
I mean, I have unplayable builds, and
none
I
of them
could
are
still
invincible.
kill all of them.
no, but like there was
And
one
they
or,
can still be killed.
there was one or two instances he goes, "Where I'm flying and I'm invisible," and Brock goes, "Yes, you are. Thank you for reminding me." So that still happened? Yeah, that still happened. What do you mean? I'm flying and invisible. I just said I know that.
This is Noah or
That was Noah.
Noah.
Mhm.
No, Andrew was like, oh, dang it, someone can see me. I think he could blow another air, and it'd be funny.
Right.
I mean, yeah, Andrew was fine. He just wasn't a very engaging player.
Yeah.
It was annoying, but it wasn't like, oh no, my game is at risk of being ruined.
I mean, he was slowly getting there. He just wasn't getting there fast enough.
That my game is slowly getting ruined.
no.
Becoming an engaging player.
Yeah, he was
getting
figuring it
there.
out. It was just
It was just,
more effort to wait.
Well, and that and the not
well,
being able to
and the
show
biggest
up.
thing was his
Just
inconsistency.
considerate.
Yeah,
Player.
His inconsiderate inconsistency.
yeah.
Like he would just not show up.
Yeah.
He would forget
Multiple
what
times
days
in a
of the
row.
week it
Forget
was.
what day it was because he wasn't. in school.
How an adult forgets what day of the week it is, I don't know. But
I guess if you don't have a job and you're out of
Like-
school, it's very hard to keep track of those things.
Oh, you just got like your phone though.
No, I
you have a
completely
computer in
agree.
your pocket that just says it.
tells you.
Mhm.
I don't ask my phone what day of the week it is. It just tells me every time I look at it.
That's true.
And if it's that hard
Maybe he
to
turned it off.
remember, I can ask that computer, the computer, or I can do any other myriad of things to remind me when I have to do real things and be an adult in my house.
And Oreos. Speaking of being adults.
Speaking
And
of being an
Oreos.
adult, no, not
No.
just Oreos.
No.
You bloody genius! Nutter Butters and Oreo-O's?
This is some mad science.
Is this
I hope you
heresy
saw.
or
I
is
did,
this?
I did buy another gallon of milk for you.
I did notice that actually. I thought that was kind of funny.
That's
I appreciate it.
Eating a bunch of cereal stuff.
Yeah,
That's.
probably a good idea.
I'm still flabbergasted over here.
he's the Icarus
I
of
can
cereals.
He flew too high.
Hey,
Well,
just
I'm
because
just talking about his.
Reese's Puffs peanut butter chocolate flavor was not on sale doesn't mean I'm not gonna have Reese's Puffs peanut butter chocolate flavor.
That's true.
Right, yeah. What
Hey,
he
guys.
said.
Did you guys see that the Not So Little Party's
Adapt.
streaming?
I have not yet,
I
but I'll
did.
get
I
there.
even checked to make sure our audio was on because, as far as I can tell, the Streamlabs wasn't detecting any audio.
Ah,
There is that.
I double checked that we are making noise.
I feel
oh,
like-
and I
Good.
spilled milk.
Oh,
I should cry. I should cry right now.
no, you're not supposed to cry.
Oh, we're supposed to resub?
Depends.
Depends on when you subbed.
I don't remember.
I mean, I don't have to physically resub at this point.
I like that little emote thing that popped up for the subscriber.
Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to tell you guys on Monday, but I got somebody to use their free sub on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
So we got another subscriber for a month.
hooray!
Seems good.
That's exciting.
I can neither confirm nor deny that he'll keep it up, but he did it once.
It's a good start.
That's something.
Yeah.
That is something.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just take this spell too. Why not? I don't really care.
So I don't think I need to actually grab everyone's numbers at the moment, but
I think so.
Some of mine changed,
I mean I know people's numbers changed at least. a
but if
little
you don't
bit,
think
but-
we're gonna need them, then you don't think we're gonna need them. So
Nah, if I do, I'll just ask as they go.
Okay.
Um,
then, I mean,
actually, one number probably changed that is at least somewhat relevant. Hey, Magic, what's your perception? I guess I'm just gonna ask what everyone's perception is, but yeah,
34?
Don't bother asking me to update mine.
that's fair. Niels, what's your perception?
25.
Boom. What about Gilead?
17.
Boom. Hey, Cassandra, what's your perception?
0.
Hey, Cassandra, what's your sense motive?
0.
Oh, okay. Hey, Gilead, what's
Weird.
your sense motive?
What is my sense motive? Probably not very good.
I don't know if it's a 0.
0.
Oh, look at that. Hey, Niels, what's your sense motive?
20.
Nice. 10?
9.
9. I can see all the fingers.
I like the vision of like Nils is kind of like socially awkward. So he has that, you know, that whole thing where like sometimes the people that are socially awkward, they sit there and they observe the rules of the game and like to state it. Like he's only trying to help you with your homework because he wants to get in your pants. It's kind of like the Nils thing. Like he's learned enough not to be actively like that, but just because he knows can see the rules of the game at play it doesn't mean that he's actually good as
That
his,
is funny.
you know, because his charisma is real low.
Yay.
His diplomacy
Thank you,
is,
Spalino Paladino.
Not a problem.
his diplomacy is still negative too. So
You know what? That's fair.
Didn't we go from the evil party where all but one of us were, what?
I was looking at you because you were talking.
Oh, you looked at me like you're crazy, bro. Didn't we go from the evil party where all but one of us was charisma like high to like every party since then has been no charisma?
Well, we had Bard charisma, Oracle charisma, Sorcerer charisma, Anti-Paladin charisma, Swashbuckler charisma, Inquisitor.
The Inquisitor who used every stat but charisma.
It's like, well, you guys got that covered, so dump.
I have
it's like-
one
it's
dump
like
stat.
speaking of my swashbuckler.
Also, I subscribe, but it's
Oh.
not saying anything.
Austin showed
there
me
we go.
the finished picture
Isn't
today.
that dope?
It
Was
was
it finished? Is it finished?
It is finished.
Yeah, so is Morga.
There we go. That
These
should
voices
be
got a song stuck in his head.
should be up to snuff.
Merry Christmas, buddy. No, that's what the email was out of. I found it.
It turned out pretty cool.
Like the feather in the hat.
It was important.
I just zoomed in really close on the rapier handle and was just impressed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the rapier handle's pretty good.
They even included the opal I told them about.
Mm-hmm.
Which has
Oh, you told them to put that jewel in the rapier handle?
Yeah.
Nice.
like, the whole idea was that it was
It's a good
more
face.
or less unadorned except for that.
It's a good face.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, half of it's a good face. The other half ain't that great of a face.
The whole face, beautiful.
It's pretty good either way.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
I love
Yeah.
the patterns.
That concept is exactly when I get Zelsier done, how I always imagine getting her character.
I'm so excited about. I was really impressed with the way that they took that whole vision because, like,
Mhm.
for me that was the big thing. It's like,
It was complicated.
what would he even look like? And it's like, but then I saw that
Mm-hmm.
stupid duck, and I was like, that's dope.
Stupid duck.
It's not a stupid.
Yeah,
duck.
that was
It's
Emily.
a good looking dope. It's a good looking duck.
Emily Walsh art on Etsy.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
So one little thing that we're going to change from last time, because I've talked with at least these two, because it's very easy to talk with them about it.
Weird. How come?
Yeah. I guess I live with them or something.
You know, that would help.
But with last session, with the whole Gren being like Matt's character and him having some cool weird item that I totally had a feeling you guys were gonna want and like even kill him for it. Like to the point where I even told Matt they're probably gonna kill you for this thing.
What
And
was
then-
Matt's character's AC?
33
Just everybody just like
ish?
Only 33?
Ish, yeah.
Oh, he wouldn't have lasted a round.
Well, it's a 1v4.
No, I
go
understand,
figure.
but
Oh, I thought you said 43, and I was like, first off, fuck you. Second off, nope.
I mean, because my AC is so much higher than everyone else's, I don't want to cast my defensive spells too much, but I could easily get mine above a 43.
Congrats, you built a fighter.
Yeah.
Like, go fuck yourself.
Who has spells?
Who has spells?
Michelle Patterson.
But
I
the
do.
funny thing was I mentioned to Austin, it's like, I'm surprised you guys didn't like kill him. So he's like, oh, only because it was Matt's character. I didn't want to do it to Matt. It's like, if it was any NPC who wasn't Matt, oh yeah, he so would have died.
Yeah.
And then Brandon agreed for basically the same thing.
Oh, Austin and I talked before you talked to Austin.
Yeah. So that being said, the intent was for you guys to actually get the item. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say, yeah, you guys did kill him. Because
I didn't want to go mad and just tripped.
yeah,
No, that was completely it.
which makes
I would
total
have had
sense.
no reason to kill the guy. It's fine.
That's true, but
He had
they
the
would have
thing.
killed him.
That's okay.
I wanted the thing.
I
Yeah.
knew
If
he
you
would
guys
want
want to kill him,
the
I
thing.
wasn't going to stop you either.
I think
Oh.
my character has made no qualms against moving against Amoka, so any associated with Amoka.
Oh,
like
no,
that-
I was just thinking to avoid that scenario in the forever future.
Yeah, that too.
I never want to have Groundhog's Day again.
And
I don't know about you or Fenrir, but I don't want Groundhog's Day ever again.
he didn't remember it.
You said Fenrir and not Jorminger?
Oh, sorry, Tormentor.
How dare you not remember
My magic sword's name.
the name of my item?
You've talked with him so many times.
Dooley Bob Boy, he remembered, and I was surprised he didn't be like, take that shit. I don't want to do this again.
Hey, that's new and important and helpful. Yeah, so
Jorminger was silent on the issue. Don't look at me.
I can't wait till there's actually a point where Jorminger thinks there's like a comment that'll apply to the entire party and just telepathically hear, oh, Jorminger says this to us. Just relaying that.
just how you should know. Who?
Or a fifth voice pops in our head that we do not recognize.
That's more likely, actually. And I've considered that happening at some point. I just don't know. I haven't found the right time to
It
do
just
so.
hasn't been
Like,
relevant.
but
It's-
yes.
Hi guys, it's Dorminger. Just letting
Pastor Ryan.
Yeah, it's just you, Pastor Ryan.
So I just want to let you guys know.
Oh, hello guys. My name's Jorminger.
It's the dog from Up with the voice box.
Hey, it's Jorminger.
I hated your box because I love you.
So like, yeah, but from then on, it's just every time this Nils is like, looking sharp.
Look at Shark.
Hey, yeah. Oh, sorry. Just telepathically, guys. Here, looking sharp.
slips down.
Who?
Floofer.
Oh, Pupper.
Oops.
So, since you guys have this time, I guess I'll go ahead and tell you what it is. If you guys come up with a better name, because you know I'm great. I know I'm great at coming up with names, but if you think of something better, go for it.
The Rod of Temporal Stasis.
No, we're not getting that one, I don't think. What are you calling it?
Time Flux Follower. I know, very simple. It's basically a solid item that is like a crystalline object, like the size of your fist, that glues shiny colors and glows even more when it's active. So whenever a creature within like 150 feet somehow manipulates time in some way, such as like time stop or time traveling, you and everyone associated with it can go with it. So literally, one thing I said to Matt was when you meet everyone, somehow touch everyone, whether it be like a handshake or something like that. So he purposefully shook everyone's hand to link you up, so that you guys followed him.
It's a flux capacitor.
I thought it was interesting, just the oversight that this thing had
kinda
like
wanna
a
call it.
range attack shield, and then Matt was supposed to be a specialist for killing this thing, and he was a ranged character.
So I gave
That
him
was
the,
a beautiful oversight.
I gave him the knowledge of if you stand next to him, you can't do that.
I was like,
So he walked up to it and shot it. It's like when Trinity holds the gun to the agent's head in Matrix. Dodge this. Just shoots him point blank.
I mean, it's definitely one of those things where I'm like, it doesn't apply, but I want to call it the flux off. But
Flux off, flux off.
but
Yeah. Because you guys have this little doobop.
there you go.
The flux capacitor.
Yeah, we'll call it that. Sure.
Mom,
Yes.
we gotta go to the future.
I go to the future.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Right. I feel like there was something else you wanted to say. No, that's what you want to say. You can say it louder though. I'm not sure everyone heard you.
No, I'm yelling right now.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't actually hear him.
Okay,
so.
Gordon.
Oh, I don't remember the exact wording that I told you from the response when you did the sending.
I think you said show proof.
Yeah, it was basically show proof because we can't find him and we don't know where he is. For some reason, I wanted to clarify that. Anyways, so you guys did stuff in that place that I am blanking on the name of it. Yay!
Then you're more serious.
Quarantine. Yes, thank you. Uh oh.
Yes, stay close.
Not quarantine, but close to quarantine.
Yes. So, the next thing that he was going to have happen was there's this like deity person who rose a couple thousand years ago or something like that.
Did he like rise or did he actually rise?
Well, she actually rose. I guess.
But did he actually rise?
She.
I'm thinking about the other one, the he.
I mean, probably.
We live in the future. Was there ever another ascendant?
Oh,
Starts
You
with
know-
R and ends in Asmir.
you know, I didn't think about that.
Oh, I did. I think about all of our games and their ramifications, and
Yeah.
I feel like if she
Man.
has enough intervention on the plane, she wouldn't allow it.
I don't know if any one god has that much
Um,
ability to intervene on the
Rock
mortal realm at
has-
that level. Like,
House Party Canon said that the gods who rise through the Starstone Doctrine have more of an influence on the material plane than the rest of them. So,
right,
But there's also 3 other demons.
technically
more than
Aridin.
the rest of them that have almost no say on what happens in the material plane.
Technically, Aridin, while he was a god, could have walked up and said, "Fuck you, nobody has to touch the Starstone," for eternity.
Yeah.
He just didn't like that idea. Like, he as a god walked around doing things
yeah.
on his feet, which is the biggest problem I have with him. Is that he walked places as a god. You have ascended to godhood, and I see a picture of you as a god on a boat.
Well, that's from the movie Dogma, where God takes a human form in modern day
yeah.
to go to Earth to play skee ball.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
To be fair, I do love me some skee ball.
I've never played.
We need to go to Pizza Roundtable like right now and play skee ball. Let's go.
I've tried. Well, I played once.
Time to take
I
the
just-
stream on the go, boys.
I just can't. It's like bowling. I just can't do the motion. I throw
I
shit.
love bowling.
Bowling's
I do
great.
that.
I hate it.
So we're gonna go bowling, right? Because Brandon totally can go bowl. Austin loves bowling.
I can bowl one round.
Brandon, I can roll once.
No, I can do the 10,
To 20.
the 20 throws. After that, it becomes a case-by-case basis if I'm going to last longer than that.
Oh,
I mean,
He's bad
bowling
as fuck.
it has a lot of, like, you
I just get
could
mad.
practice just like golf, so you could get down reducing the twisting and things like that. But if you just casually, every year or two, pick up a bowling ball and have fun, then you're going to be putting undue stress and twisting on your back, which is not good for me.
fair enough.
Very.
Yes. But he wants to go mess with, and by mess with, basically mean stop
was that
Abigail
the-
from ascending. And he thinks a good way of doing that would be you go to where she is at a point when she would be vulnerable, when the defenses are either hindered or down, and just remove her from the picture. And by remove, he means like use this trap the soul and this gem, and you put her in the gem, and then you leave.
Oh, I thought we would just go to in the throne room and find a giant picture of her and cut her specifically out of the picture and bring it to Amoka.
We gotta do it to the lot picture.
Oh,
Then.
I thought we were gonna go get a guillotine and come back, or even better, a glaive built for a large-sized character.
Yes. Yep.
that
That's
glaive.
the one that the giant
broken-
came down and he was
yeah.
like, "Fuck this shit! It's a blade." My blade steals your soul. My blade steals your soul.
I mean, to be fair, that basically is doing the same thing. He doesn't have the axe on him.
Ooh, we could go on a mission to go get the axe first.
We cut it off. That would have been great.
We'd have
We
pwned
could
that
right now.
fucking Shit.
In the evil party, we did the easier option.
Wait, he's that big of a beast?
He's a named giant.
Oh.
Let's just start there.
Wielding an artifact.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go fight him.
So I know.
There goes your head. Well, there goes Galir.
Did we say
Here
there was-
goes your?
Did we say there were 6?
Because it
of
was a
the-
Vorpal axe.
Yeah, did we say there were 6 of the guillotines and he broke one of them?
I don't remember if I gave a number to it.
Oh, I thought canonically there was a number. Okay, never
Oh,
mind.
there
but-
easily
is a
could be.
number.
I just don't remember.
But one of them is still on Zelsir's plane of existence.
Did keep that one. That's right.
It was found by a frost giant sorcerer named Jorngal, who took the blade from the guillotine and attached it to an adamantine haft to form a rudimentary giant-sized great axe known as Jorngal's Harm, which is a formidable great axe.
Damn.
By Vorpal means you're in the axe. You're dead. Bye.
There are easier ways to make Vorpal weapons, especially if you're already a spellcaster and can get item creation feats, but I appreciate the flavor.
That one's cooler.
Well, plus Vorpal's plus 5, right? So
Yeah.
you need, what, double the caster level to make that enhancement bonus?
No, that's enhancement bonus is triple, and that's only the enhancement bonus. The special enhancements all have their own separate cast level requirement. So you'd have to look at what Vorpal is.
It's plus 4. Well, yeah, what's
No,
the
Vorpal
actual...
is a plus 5.
Oh, is it plus 5?
Oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
and it's the only plus 5.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a 5% chance
Cast
for an
level,
instant kill, so...
Cast level 18.
Well, that's
Only
flat
on
out the
creatures with
requirement.
heads,
Well, plus the spells you'll see Circle Death and King's Edge.
which
And
is
Craft Magic Arts
relevant.
and Armor.
That is relevant. We got him.
Oh, it's only a 5% chance to kill a creature with a head.
That's true.
Perfectly balanced.
Some creatures such as aberrations and all oozes have no heads.
Correct.
Others such as golems and undead creatures other than vampires are not affected by the loss of their head.
Yes.
Most of the creatures, however, die when their heads are cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can it be a slashing melee weapon? Roll a special ability randomly. For
And does it limit it to only cutting off one head, or will it cut off all heads on like a Hydra or something?
So upon a roll of natural 20, followed by success for
Just a sink.
confirmation roll, the weapon severs the opponent's head if it has one from its body.
Okay, so it just gets rid of one head from a Hydra, which can be a boon or a bane depending on what else you do that round. And then it can't kill things without heads. See, it's not even worth it, really.
Well,
I mean, it's not, but not really for that reason.
for a +5, I don't think a 5% chance to kill.
Some things, not even everything.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a dagger in Skyrim that has a 2% chance to kill anything, and that's still worth it. That's a 1 of every 50 swipes.
Yeah.
Dying.
But the amount of swipes that you do in Skyrim versus Pathfinder, I feel like that ratio.
The amount of swipes you do in a campaign. I'm talking about the Nat 20 stories popping up in the universe of I auto seduce bullshit. Remove all of the word, all instances of the word seduce, and just put in kill. He was like, "Oh, Nat 20, yeah,
The best part is
Nat 20. That Great Worm Red Dragon, dead. Why? The beautiful boy right here just said he was.
when you put it like that, like pick the biggest
Yeah.
CR monster.
Find
long
a
as it has a
CR
single
20 plus
head.
monster without a head. Find a high-end CR monster without a head. They just stopped making aberrations and oozes because no one would fight them. You couldn't. They just wouldn't be fightable.
They wouldn't be fun.
A black pudding is terrifying
gosh.
for a party several levels above its CR.
Yeah,
That shit can get out of hand real quick.
black puddings are gross.
Real quick.
Oh yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
plasma ooze?
Oh gosh.
Fuck
That thing was-
that.
Oh, you guys fought that in Iron Gods, right?
Yeah.
The game that I ran. You guys fought that, right?
I mean, also, along that note, robots function similar to golems, so I imagine a robot with its head cut off would still function.
I mean, there are constructs, subtype robots, so yes.
Yes. So
Construct.
the ones with like a billion rockets, also fuck them.
Yeah.
Okay, the only time that was a problem is when they got the surprise
T-
round on you.
Almost TPK.
Yeah, I killed 3 of the 5.
So surprise round then went first.
Surprise round
Four.
12d6 damage, first round 12d6 damage?
Yeah, it was something like
Or was
that.
it 24 and 24? I think it was 6 bludgeoning, 6 fire from each. I
Yeah.
think it was. So it's 12d6, 12d6, half fire, half bludgeoning. Oh, we rolled first. 12d6, 12d6, half fire, half bludgeoning.
That's literally how that encounter went.
Finn's alive.
Yep.
Finn's alive because he hasn't done anything today. If he had done anything today, he would be not okay.
Those things were nutty. Yeah.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Hard up.
So, anyways, I mean, we're gonna not bother with getting a fancy axe or guillotine. I mean,
Yes, we are a fuck species. That's how we replicate.
What?
That's how we reproduce.
Oh, I just saw that as one of our just
I thought that
Alerts.
was-
bot
too,
the
yeah.
bot alerts. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
read that. That's words.
Who knows? Honestly,
I
like
feel like the last decade was a really strange one. Who's ready for more strange?
I feel
That's
like
right.
we're
Yeah,
not
that's a
going to
good point.
have non-strange decades because things happen too fast.
I don't think there's
Back
been a
in the
non-strange
day-
decade.
We all gotta die sometime.
But I feel like back in the day, like when you just send like carrier pigeons that took a long time to get there, or Pony Express, like information didn't travel as fast. You might have lost some steam and not been as mad when the answers finally got back to you. But nowadays, when you can fucking just tweet back instantly, and that asshole can tweet back to your tweet back instantly, then all of a sudden,
Oh yeah,
You
the
can just-
transfer of information has made things appear a lot worse than in any other generation.
oh yeah.
Could you imagine what the medieval times would have been like prospectively if you could have cataloged every sentence conveyed between any person through one of the most major, like basically every carrier pigeon, every letter ever written was cataloged,
yeah,
And
it would seem a
it would
lot
be-
worse.
and it would be instantaneous transfer. Yeah, a lot more people would be mad at each other. A lot more people would see the world in a very bad light.
Well, plus, there's not really like the hindrance of it's just like we have to go all the way over there to stab them with the sword. We're just like, we have to get in our plane, and then
I'm
we'll be
gonna-
there.
You don't even have to do that anymore.
I'm gonna transfer Bitcoin on my phone through a guy on the dark web, and he's gonna kill that guy.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to get into the planes anymore.
Might take a bit
We
of
have people that are just like, all right, I'm just gonna pick up the joystick to
Do
my
you know how much
computer.
Bitcoins are
Yeah.
worth?
No, not at this point.
It's like back
Let's
in the day,
look
you
it
had
up
to like
right
and
now.
subscribe to that crusade and then actually go on it.
Right.
Yeah.
How much is
But
one
at least you got a
Bitcoin?
ticket to heaven.
How much is 1 Bitcoin worth?
Fuck. 8.5 grand.
Dang.
They used to be worth less than a penny.
Yep.
There are several millionaires now who are millionaires because they got too stoned to remember they had Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got too stunned.
I know a guy whose name I won't say on the stream, but
Probably a good idea.
he bought drugs with Bitcoin. He bought heroin with Bitcoin,
Oh,
Okay.
which isn't the cheapest drug.
no.
But could you imagine using a currency that's worth less than a penny a piece to buy drugs and then realizing 10 years later that those Bitcoins are worth 8 grand a piece?
If you hadn't bought those drugs.
Silk Road was the shit.
Silk Road was the shit.
Bro, get me one of them Viking swords, please.
I mean,
Scandinavian
Can we get two
steel
of them?
is good. Well, actually, no. Scandinavian steel isn't good steel. It was Damascus steel. That the skin.
Them ass kiss.
The Scandinavian.
So yeah, last
One of
time
them
we had Groundhog's Day and we stopped Groundhog's Day and we totally killed Matt's character without having Matt here and look him in the eye and telling
we
that sweet
killed
baby
his
boy that we're gonna kill him.
yeah.
Because I don't have that in me. Like, put us in a completely chaotic evil campaign, and Matt's a player, and he's the one who's in the way of me and my goals, and be like, well, I gotta get new goals now.
They're sweet, beautiful boys.
Austin can't do this, sorry.
Sorry.
I can
This-
do it.
This sweet baby, you're a monster.
How dare you do that to
Haven't
me?
we figured this out already?
No, I
Have
hadn't.
you seen this character?
I mean, your sword's a monster.
Well,
Galier's pretty just whatever.
Regardless, I have to run both.
I mean, yeah.
Well, also, though, knowing after the fact that Matt said, oh, cool, I might have to fight the whole party, I'm prepared for that. Like, that's different than if...
With Matt's permission, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
different than
I
if
prepped him for it.
we just all of a sudden go like, oh, you have a magic item. I don't know if you and Brock prepared for us to have this magic item.
We would have asked for it first, I'm sure.
I don't know if they would have.
Asking's not our forte.
We have completely
What's our
different
MO?
reasons for not having Gren anymore. Because Gren has the item and he wants it, and because Gren is a friend of Amoka, and I don't like that. Completely different reasons for not wanting Gren here.
Yeah.
Well, hey, good working with you, Grant. Everybody else is. It's like Nils is like.
I was gonna shake his hand, but okay.
You're like,
Nils goes, I can never predict these people.
No, Nils goes, like I said, it was good working with you.
It was very nice working with you, and he turns around to see the rest of the party. Just, bam! It's
Well,
like,
the other half the party, I wouldn't have done it. Like, Galir
Really?
wouldn't have any reason to do it.
I would have
It's
done it.
fine.
Galir would be standing there and be like, no, you're right, Dorminger.
And-
After Maldrick, there's really nothing usable from that body, is there?
It's not my fault, okay?
I mean, we are the other half of the part of the party that doesn't actually remember what happened.
No,
No,
you
you're the
remember.
only one.
You were the only
Jorminger
one.
doesn't
Jorminger
remember.
doesn't remember,
Oh, nice. You better.
but Galir did.
Well, I take
Galier's
it that
like,
thing was
oh,
important.
we did this already. That's weird.
Yep.
I take it that was.
I wonder if Jorminger like believes Nils or Jorminger's like, he said crazier. I'm not really sure.
It's like, I don't know, man. Anyway, glad
So-
you came along.
We gotta find Abigail when she's not around the evil party, when she's not around the count, and when she's not around the pit.
General Gork looked like.
We gotta find her when.
No Contessa, no General, no evil party.
So when those 8 people are not there,
He believes to have found a time.
Oh, that's real good.
when she was a baby, perfect.
We could always do that.
Well, then someone could have
Yeah,
simply
because if
taken
we
her
were
place.
actually killing her, it'd be morally weird to kill a baby. But if we're just gonna trap her soul in a gemstone,
Yeah, and then we could take her soul, the baby soul, we could put it back into a baby body, like 10,000 years from then.
No, I
Yeah,
will,
there you go.
I
We're just
will,
transferring a.
Just leave
We
it
don't
at
have to
that
kill a baby. We can just take a baby. We can just take a little baby. Sorry, we can just take a little baby, and then we can carry the baby and put the baby back down. Oh, God, it fell! Very carefully. And then the baby is safe and sound. 10,000 years after the baby was supposed to be a baby.
He says, Cyclops, you should pick up a human baby.
And
I would know.
He's like, I think this is easier. Picks up the ground around the baby. There we go.
like, hey, put her in the wagon. Why? Okay. We got the baby.
No, I got a better idea. I will Buffy the Vampire this shit. I will steal the baby. I will take the baby to an alternate dimension where time flows differently. I will raise the baby to age, and then I will bring back the baby, and it will be my next character because Cassandra would be too old because she's just a normal human.
And you did train the baby.
And I did train the baby.
The funny thing is that technically is possible in Pathfinder.
Yep.
Because you can have time flow differently in other planes.
Or I just somehow wibbly wobbly timey wimey go back 20 years. I don't know.
No, see, that sounds like too much work.
That's too much work.
But in
Too
the
much work.
spin-off Angel, one of the guys totally
That's a
stole
good show.
Angel's baby,
Angel was fun.
the vampire who had a baby, and
Yeah, we don't
brought
talk
him into
about
an alternate dimension
the
and then
logistics.
raised him.
And all of a sudden he was like an adult. And he's like, what?
Yeah, that's literally what happened.
Like, this show's not lasting enough seasons for that child to grow up, right? No. Dimension 7-2 exists now, and in 7-2 they grow fast.
Perfect.
yes, cat.
You got it covered. So, we totally killed Gren.
Yes.
Sorry, Matt.
So we
You're
already
asleep right now.
We already solved this. Moving on to the next part of Mocha's plan,
Yes.
and I now just changed my name to Abigail. Okay, what's Mocha got for us next?
So apparently you're a sorcerer, okay. Of the Infernal Bloodline.
No.
From birth, she doesn't have a class level yet, Brock.
That wouldn't
Yeah.
change your bloodline, though.
So I'm a one level. I'm a 1 level sorcerer and a 14 level child of war. Inefficient, but I'm doing.
In the words that Brock wishes he could say, shut the fuck up.
Or I'll just go back to Blood Rager. How about that?
I'm okay with that.
Cool, I'll go back to Scald. It'd be great.
I'm okay with all of this.
All right,
Hey,
I'm
imagine if
okay.
we go back to Mount... Wait a second.
As Neil
And-
I already did that one. These guys are
There's
slacking.
no guarantee that
Can
whoever
I
would
stay
take
here?
the throne for Abigail would be as devious, cunning, or daring to do the same actions that she did.
Hey, so Maldrick's just going to take the throne for Abigail. Because if I go back to the first version of my ability, it is Alter Self.
It is alter self.
So I'm Abigail. Hi, everybody. I'm Abigail. I'm a sorceress. Look, fire. I'm in the fire domain. You're dumb.
That's not the fire domain.
I've just been crashing out.
And this is where the campaign probably ends when you guys have the rod because
Well, the universe will end once we all have the rod, I'm pretty sure.
The universe won't let us have the rod. That's a bad choice on the universe's part.
yeah, they don't like a Mocha having it either. They haven't quite stopped that yet, so
Yes, once we get it,
Yeah,
this
there's a difference
universe just
between a
ceases
mocha
to
and the
exist.
chaotic energy that is this party.
It's a perfect ending to this.
you guys aren't even that chaotic.
What, you want to test that theory? You want to
No.
give us a time rod?
No.
Reed, why don't you want to give us a time rod?
Yeah, I'm not that chaotic. I'm true neutral.
Yeah, I'm totally true neutral as well.
I think I'm technically on my sheet neutral good, but I think I act more lawful good.
You're lawful neutral.
Shut the
Lawful
fuck
neutral.
up.
It's like,
Anyways, so the idea was, funny enough, it was during an event that happened in the Evil game, but there was a resurgence of this thing called the Glorious Reclamation that may have been due in part to some guy that you guys totally didn't like. When the palace got attacked.
They heard you sing and shut the fuck up.
Hey! That's what we heard. Adam
Ex Machinima.
X Machinima.
Gesundheit.
Thank you, Adam.
Boop, 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 boop.
That may have been blasted like an hour ago. At the top of that.
May have
table.
been.
Oh,
Really, that made me think of Adam Montoya. I miss him.
Yeah, the event
They
that
don't have content anymore.
was Igorian getting stormed in the evil game by Crusaders and Paladins of Almaday and stuff, and like angels and some archons and stuff, may have been like a third glorious reclamation throughout Cheliax that they stomped as quickly as they could.
May it have been, or was it?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, I got news definitives here.
Okay, it was.
These are facts. It's history.
That's fair. So during the third glorious reclamation that happened, when that started, seems like a good time to go do it when there was lots of chaos and things happening, and there was openings, from what you can tell. Because otherwise, yeah, the queen was rather difficult to get to.
That's putting it lightly.
Yes. So, he's going to bring you in right before that happens, so you just get a little bit of time to stake out, set up whatever it is. FBI. You can get FBI it if you want, sure.
Nobody here's watched Big Mama's House.
Nope.
So.
Nope.
And they go from there.
FBI.
All right. So, I guess, do you want history checks for us to know what we know, or
Yeah, if you want to see what you know.
Sure.
plus 25?
19 on the die.
31.
32.
26, 36, 45.
Some boys got some history.
Well, we're going through history, so the it headband says I have history.
Yeah.
Thank you, Spencer.
Problem is, I didn't roll very well.
I
I'm not
did
used
roll
to this
very
whole
well.
rolling thing for knowledges.
Oh,
You're like,
this
this
is
is
worse
Monday.
you do
This
in
is
game.
bullshit. I like being a bard.
Probably does like
What's this whole rolling bullshit you keep asking me to do? I'm not a fan.
So, of course, Igorian is the capital of Cheliax and has been ever since the Chelaxian Civil War. The events that happened there did start the Third Glorious Reclamation when they led a crusade against Chelax in all their infernal ways. This one was the strongest of the Glorious Reclamations up to that point, and anything that happened afterwards for quite a long time wasn't nearly as much of a oomph because they had so much Celestials backing them up in this because of Aras, your guys' favorite NPC from the evil game.
Boy.
Oh,
If you could just never say his name again, I'd be happy.
this is where we had to
My
go
bad.
back and defend. You're right. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought this was the one that I thought this was the second one that started the whole expansion.
Oh
push.
no,
Okay.
no, that was just one attack. That they just decided, "F you all, you can't push me around like that."
I still don't get it, guys. Aras was fine.
So this is like when we
Shut
were
your
level
whore mouth.
18 or 19.
Huh?
This is like when we were level 18 or 19.
We were kindred spirits. Both got up in a war we didn't want to be in.
In a world we didn't understand. He
In a
wanted to
way,
be in the
yes.
world. He wanted to be in the world a lot. He also wanted to get in my way and not die.
I think only two of us wanted to be in the war: Ralster and Zoran.
I mean, kinda. I was told to.
He was
therefore I did.
he was willing to do as he was asked and told.
Yeah. A very important entity said, no. Keep fighting the war. It's important. And I was like,
I mean, I
well,
wasn't
when
per-
God tells you to fight a war that's important, the Crusades happen. But, I mean, the Crusades happen.
Well, I wasn't particularly invested in the war itself. I can't say that I didn't want to be there. There's plenty of power to be gained in war.
Oh no, but the war.
Oh, yeah.
The war itself.
Yeah, I guess we were like 17 or 18. I
Got
can't
a
remember
noble house
exactly.
out of it.
Yeah,
There's that.
you're welcome.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
I kind of got out of mine.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, I still ran it, but like not.
I got
officially
immortality.
Yeah, a lot of things. Immortality being one of
I
them.
wasn't quite at
All of you had
immortality
or
yet.
got immortality.
All
But I was
the
planning
four of
on
us
it.
here
All got
all
immortality.
got immortality.
Through our various means.
So the information that
You guys all got it during the campaign, though. I got it later.
I got mine as an after campaign bonus.
Yeah.
the thing that I specifically want to make sure is because Cheliax is the ruling government of especially the greater Inner Seas area, and I feel like its history will be well documented and known. Do we specifically know about like the evil party having been Spell Slingers? They were the first Spell Slinger party. And do we know that they were involved in this battle? And
You do know that the original Spell Slingers did come back to help defend the palace.
Avoid them
And
at all
Victoria.
costs.
So
That's fair.
once
Avoid
we're
them.
like, wait, the original Spell Slingers were there. Do you guarantee that we're not going to run into them?
No.
Because Maladric's pretty confident taking on things, and he hears the word Ralister, and he goes like, nope. And then he hears every other member of the party goes like, oh, fuck no.
And so, Cassandra would go, there's
That noble
literally
claim? Ooh, that'd suck.
no better
his
point
whole-
in time.
It's really difficult to say. There may be it would be really difficult to find, but because of the state that the city was in at this point, the city had to implement unusual defenses because of what they were coming up against. Dimensional travel wasn't a possibility. Defenses were scattered. There was chaos all over the palace. Not only just the palace, but let alone the entire city.
Yes.
So this seems like this would be the best time to do it because of it.
So, and I understand in Pathfinder world there's no Google, but there's still books. Does he have access to a library?
Yeah.
And does this library have historical books on military stuff specifically?
Yeah.
And so with the 43 and what we can continue to look up with in the library on information, like, once again, Cassandra's very worried about the evil party, so she wants to go,
Definitely
like,
be worried about it.
to see if
It's
there's,
the original
like,
Spell Slingers, whatever.
no, but she wants to see, like, of course nowadays, as we already stated, our documentation methods are much better off, but can we find a decent play-by-play action of the battle to see, like, what our time window for the Spell Slingers popping up in that timeline was?
From not as detailed as you probably want, but what you definitely can get is that they were not there at the beginning. They were called in to help, and because of it, everyone who was called in had to arrive outside of the city and walk.
So
essentially.
basically, we need to be there before the battle starts, near the Capitol building, to maximize this window as much as
You
possible.
can be there the day before.
Yeah, you are getting
Do
there
some
before
scouting.
it happens.
Yeah.
We're going to show up before, and it's just to give us some time to, scope.
And prepare.
Yeah.
But based off what you can find, the earlier in the events that you do it, the better, because that was when they were the least prepared and were most hindered by
Have you
it.
not heard the song Be Prepared?
Probably
I think
have.
they'll find it most helpful.
And she's a villain, so she should definitely.
Oh, is that song? Okay.
Prepared.
Because their defenses and everything got overran at first. And then as time passed and they were able to stand their ground, help arrived, and they were able to push it out and retake things. They had to trigger a very large dimensional lock all over the area, which isn't something they typically want to do, but they had to because of all of the outsiders that were already there. Oh no, that's what it was. They came in. I remember I did look this up. They came in and they set it up because it's like that's right. They went do that. I remember that was why that seemed confusing. They came in and set up a giant dimensional lock so that all the devils couldn't just come in right away.
Right, I remember that.
That's right. I was trying to think like, why does this
Because
sound
we
so
had
wrong?
a team of like level 15 CR.
Oh, it was
devils
just kind of
flying
an
around.
army of horned devils, yeah. So they dimensional locked the place so that they could strike effectively.
Jerks.
Because of what is attacking them, you could even use that to your advantage even more so, but I would leave that at your discretion onto how you want to handle it.
Yeah, I just say we show up a day or two before the battle and we just scope everything out, make sure we have for sure ways in, inside, and outside of the building we have to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Find a nice hotel in the capital that we can use as a base of
Motel
operations.
6, yeah.
No, probably like
A
the
Super 8.
priciest hotel because
Well, let's see
it's
what's
right
a
by the
666,
Capitol building.
but yeah, either way. I'm sure you guys have some
Come on, guys.
pocket
At
change.
least At least spring for like a Holiday Inn or something.
A hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
That is Motel 6 bullshit.
Fine. Motel 7, whatever.
All right. So those two have been to Agorian because that's where they were to talk to Aragi.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
Because when we first walked into the obelisk, that party got called back to base. Was that?
This character didn't.
No, I said.
Oh,
Those
those
two.
two. Because
I mean,
I was there.
that was
It's
at the-
easy
my
to
character
say.
was
It's
there.
easy to say
Mine
they've
too.
been there
Yeah.
before. Like he for sure probably has in his work. Maldrick, that could have easily happened. Yeah. What?
Oh, I was just curious if they were at least at some point been to the city and familiar with it.
Yeah, if we can know some part of the lay of the land, but it's probably changed a lot.
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, the main things will be in the same spot, but a lot of little things have definitely moved and shifted around. But yeah, so you can get there. You're a few days before. You know it's coming, so you can get yourself set up and situated as needed. So what is it exactly you would like to do?
I mean, I understand that we can't get to everywhere in the Capitol building, and I'm not really sure how locked down Shelly X's Capitol building would be, but you can walk into like the state capitol here, so we at some point could try to just go to the general public areas of the Capitol building, to see if there's any entrances or exits and see where the throne room is. That's probably one of the better uses of our scouting.
Yeah.
I also am gifted in stealth and disabled device if I'm not 30 foot tall. Cyclops.
I'm decent at stealth.
I just have my dexterity bonus to stealth.
Me too.
I'm at 28. Which
Wow.
is probably much less than Austin's. But
No.
No, I mean you're dex
27.
Boy.
Yeah, I'm a strength-based character.
There you go.
Old Maldrick, yes, new Maldrick has a 27.
Old Maldrick was silly with stealth because yours got very small.
Okay, yeah. Do we want to start there and evolve the plan, or do we have any other
Yeah, let's
ideas?
just start scouting first. Let's get an idea of the lay of the land and
So the palace in Agorian does have open parts outside the courtyard. You definitely see the palace. There are definitely parts where you can definitely go in that are open. There is, I guess it would probably just be called the throne room, where you can bring like things to the queen, stuff like that, like you do in medieval time.
Is it like Game of Thrones status though, to where like if you were to be a high enough noble, you could go to court and stuff like that?
They probably do have a form of that, yes, because that does make sense, especially with a society like this where noble houses are just such a thing and have so much influence over everything.
And by the layout of the Capitol building and the importance of the throne room, is it like here's the front doors and here's the direct line to the throne room?
More than less, yeah.
What do we know about where she would go in a case of emergency?
That kind of specifically, you wouldn't know exactly, but the palace is multiple stories. I want to say 3-story building with lots of other stuff in it.
So throne room on the first floor or the third floor?
First floor.
So
so
Nils is thinking.
subterranean.
Yeah. So Nils is thinking now, as far as like from his idea, as far as his background as a bodyguard.
Yeah, that's I was literally just gonna see if Nils has any ideas.
His thought would be we can use up the fact that we have time travel bullshit, and he would propose a plan of how about we
I'm worried
cause an
about this idea.
emergency.
That's what I was
gosh,
thinking.
dang it.
We watch how they actually would
Respond
usher
to
her
it.
out of the throne room, and so if we could stage it, I mean, honestly, if all we wanted to do was figure out how we could set ourselves up along what he would consider to be a likely exit. So he could like spend some time evaluating, like, okay, let's see, I think they would go this way, that way. And then we wait for that invasion to happen. He watches where they take her. And then we either figure out how to ambush her and whatever guards escort her on the way to whatever safe room would be.
Or we go back in time and be there.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we sit, we watch, we see what they do, and we do that as many times as we have to figure out what the route is.
Mm-hmm.
Once we know the route, we can say, do we want to ambush them there?
I was trying to avoid Groundhog Day. Now Spencer wants to do Groundhog Day.
Well, this is intentional.
You brought in Groundhog's Day as a potential for us to use, so
And then purposely avoided it without the intention of it ever being a threat. But you didn't know that,
So,
to be fair.
Spencer's not bringing in Groundhog Day. Spencer is bringing in save scumming. Complete difference.
Complete difference.
that is fair.
Same
Groundhog's
result.
Day, you're stuck. Save scumming is on purpose.
No, that said, the other consequence is this might bring in a whole crap load of other time anomaly people.
So-
Which would be a great distraction, because they're clearly going to see them as threats and attack them.
Well, plus once
But
the
we don't even
attack
have
happens,
to cause a distraction. We just have to start stabbing random people until
Or-
the bad time things
Or,
show up.
best case scenario, if we time this out correctly, we won't even be able to get here because
Because
of
of
the
the
dimensional law.
Dimensional
I
law.
was literally raising my hand to say that.
Perfect. So,
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun. Thanks, Brock. We're gonna have a lot of fun here.
So
I'm not
how do
entirely
you,
sure what just happened, but okay.
how do you want to roleplay?
so the plan is so as we're sitting, we're talking about it. All of a sudden, Nils is like, "Oh, I see what we need to do, guys."
Uh-huh.
So
I love it. After the attack's all said and done, we walk up to Amoka. So do you have herself? No, we're going back in time. Well, what do you mean? Well, we just observed. What?
well,
We'll get it this
well,
next.
well, he's gonna be talking to like I assume we're planning with him. He said, "So what we gotta do is, I mean, she's obviously a high value individual. If I were in charge of her security, I would have a safe room because she's obviously not going to stay in the throne room. It's for presenting. People have easy access to it, of course.
Duh.
We need to figure out where they take her, and we
The
can
bad
either try to attack her there, or ambush them along the way. So we just have to figure out what their routes are and what their procedure is. Simple. And even better, we have the opportunity to watch how they respond to the actual attack that we're trying to use to cover our attack.
I can just imagine like Amoka has to like go back to current time and keep grabbing books because he's just sitting in his hotel room touching nothing, so no time things come after him. Just like reading his books. Because I needed some reason to catch up on some light reading.
Anyway, to me, that just seems like that would be a most effective way of going about this. You know.
Agreed. Let's do it.
This seems like a good idea.
So I'm 22 at campaign start. By the end of this mission, am I 24, 25? It's just like Hermione Granger at book 3 of the series when she uses the time turner for her classes.
Mhm.
She's at least 2 months older, if not 3 months older.
That is a fine concept. Did they actually address that in the books?
No,
I don't
not really.
remember.
It depends.
No,
on-
it's magic.
yeah.
Well, I know I heard about it. I couldn't remember if it was from the books or movie.
The
or
time
if it
turner's
was
from the
itself.
books, I
Oh,
believe.
I know that.
Yeah.
But they just say, like, yeah, she just has a time turner. It's just a thing that somehow people have, but also doesn't fuck with anything.
I mean, the other option
Correct.
is we figure out some way to use our.
Well, duh, 'cause
crap to
everyone
get
uses
some
it
guy in our
responsibly.
pocket.
Some guy in your pocket?
The way I see it,
Oh, we go back far enough?
yeah. The other option is we figure out who's part of her security detail. We need to
get
get
them on
something
our
over them.
side.
We go back far enough, do something when they're small, and it's like, hey, we did you this solid. We're gonna need to cash.
You
that
figure
in.
Sullivan would already have these seeds planted for us.
We
Like,
just need some blackmail. It's simple as that. They can give us
he has
the
eyes and
information we
ears in
either
every
need for-
court in the land.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
because I'm assuming if they get to be the point of being her guards, they wouldn't want to actually do the deed. But perhaps we could get them to tell us how they protect the queen.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'm always changing my my guard staff whenever I'm in charge of an operation. It's important. You got
Only trust yourself.
only trust yourself. Change the procedures.
Hi, Brock. Are you prepared for all this?
Yes and no.
Well, either you're prepared for all of this or you're not prepared for all of this.
So I understand that you might have some reservations to these plans, Amoka. I only extrapolate from the fact that we have been using this time traveling ability sparingly, but as these quests keep getting more and more complicated, it only seems reasonable at this point to start being more, what is the word I'm looking for, bold in our use of our tools.
I cannot argue with that.
Time monsters are going to come after us, whether we're careful not to step on a single leaf or we slaughter whole villages. Might as well do whatever's literally the most effective.
Yes.
I foresee that we would only need maybe 4, maybe 5 runs, depending on our success at actually infiltrating the palace.
Yeah, from an honest standpoint, I'm just gonna call it plan safe scum for our convenience. I think plan safe scum's the way to go.
Hey, you know, I would enjoy fuck that whole Spell Slingers OG party, but General Gorthaglek, that'd be a fun fight.
And what version do you mean by fun? Is this like a series you're gonna enjoy yourself? You think it's gonna be a good time, sort of fun, or
Yeah, that's what fun means. He would be entertaining to combat. That party, however, no. I will take on him before I take on them.
That's saying something. I built Gorthaglek. That would not. Neither would be enjoyable. That's for sure.
Did you give him templates or character levels?
Yes.
One of them is a party of adventurers. The other one is not a party of adventurers.
The other one's a CR-25 Pit Fiend.
The other one is not a party full of adventurers.
That is also true. Alright, so does everyone have the old character sheets? Apparently I'm going to need them. No. So...
Yes, I looked at it today.
I believe I still have mine sitting around somewhere. What level do you need?
What would you need?
Well, I only have level 20.
Same.
Oh, I have all of them.
Well, I mean, we just continuously update on Mythweavers, so imagine Spencer only has level 20 also.
Well, I wasn't using Mythweavers at the time, I don't think.
Oh, you weren't?
So Amoka will agree to it, but I think going to put a cap on it.
Yeah, like Nil said, 5. It's a very fair cap.
Let's see how it goes after the first few.
How many days in advance do we drop down to Cheliax?
I was thinking 2 or 3.
Okay. So this is on the day 1 of 3 before the attack.
Sure, yeah. I was thinking probably don't do more than that.
Okay, so Amoka agrees, and we leave?
Yeah.
Alright, so at this point, Cassandra's going to telepathically message everyone, and she's going to say, like, you guys can not help me or you can help me, doesn't matter. I need to find someone in this capital, and I need to make sure my name is known on this attack. Because I'm pretty sure I think I said, like, hi, I'm Cassandra, Knight of Eridan, when I did the sending, right?
Yes.
So I'll explain to you guys at board that apparently we are not well-known time travelers enough. The time cops don't know who we are.
Okay.
They keep coming after us.
So I need to present proof to the time cops for a special project to take Amoka out. So, if I'm here on the night that Abigail wasn't supposed to die and is dead, and then I contact them in the future, I think that should be proof enough.
Go for it.
I mean, I guess so. It could also just mean you have an incredibly long lifespan.
Well, it's the best I have right now.
They should be able to tell the difference. If not, they're too dumb to help us.
Seems reasonable.
I personally think that our reputation should have been greater than you need proof to show that you actually were with Amoka, but that's just me personally.
I mean, the hopes was that they didn't know who we were ever, so I'm thankful that they didn't.
I mean, anyone who you guys have gotten in contact with or who has made contact with you has died.
Except for one that gave us a wish bell.
Yes.
Like,
Except
that's
for
the way to
one who...
message him. So I don't understand. Why don't you just ask him for proof?
Ooh, that's a good one. Like, hey, talk to my boy here.
Oh.
Here's a way to contact a guy that has proof.
Did
long
they
as you
give me
contact
a
him at the right
name
time.
when they said?
No, because you just contacted a random Fate Erie.
Yeah, so he's
Then
a
let's just
fortune,
take-
and I wanted a fate, so I didn't know if they'd play nice together or not.
Just take 10 seconds and try to convince him to gloat that these guys are changing things.
Oh, you want to call him real fast right now?
Sure.
Sure, yeah, why not?
All right, so we'll go somewhere that Amoka's not.
Okay.
We'll rent our hotel room at the closest hotel next to the capital, and we'll bring Beckel in.
Oh, hi, Bickle.
Not that I'm opposed, of course, to giving someone your name around here. It's just this seems like a more legitimate proof than.
Yeah, it just does
than that.
seem all
No,
around.
once we have, I have literally the scroll of greater ally for Beckel on my sheet, but I just didn't think of that being an option.
Might as well.
So Bickle does appear.
Remember us?
Hello again.
Ah, good.
I remember this time.
Hey, you want to know what we're doing this time? So, what does Queen Abigail do soon?
Take over more countries?
Later soon.
Like, soon. No. Less than soon. More than...
She's about to ascend to godhood.
After that.
Is what my friend is trying to say. Sorry.
We're here to stop it.
Ooh, I've heard rumors about that. That gets real fuzzy when you start to deal with things like that.
The gods? Yeah, that sounds really fuzzy.
Oh, yeah.
She does indeed ascend.
I thought you personally, since you were so interested in how we were changing things, would like to watch and possibly brag about being here in the events.
Well, I mean, if I'm here, I guess I could, yeah.
Perfect.
But wait. That's not going to happen, is it?
Why
What's
would it not
gonna
happen?
Is it?
We're
Well,
about to make
then
sure it doesn't
why
happen.
are you here?
No. We are here to stop her ascending.
Oh, okay. Brock may have misheard you say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
She's supposed to. We're here to stop her.
We're going to stop it and completely alter things from this point on in such a scale that I don't think we've done yet.
Not like this.
Messing with the gods isn't deep new.
Not quite
So
comfortable,
I thought
but
this
new.
would be a great use of the scroll that you gifted
Jeez.
us.
Genius Loki's one thing, but this is different.
Yep.
And I thought, for bringing it here, you might wish us another summoning in case we do something as interesting.
This was the idea.
It's like, sorry, I
Thank
already
you.
wished for someone to have a sandwich this year. You didn't have to wait.
Here's an OU. Not quite the same, but I'll get back to you on that one. You got like
It's okay.
8 months.
It's okay. We'll just go 8 months in the future and collect. We'll
To
find
let
a
you
way.
know,
See you here in 8
we're
months.
going to be, I don't know if this affects you, we're going to be observing a couple times just to see, so I don't know if you will actually be affected by that, but...
Ooh, we could always mess with time even more by just every time instead going back to us and being like, hey, can I have your scroll? We used it.
Oh, that kind of stuff.
They're like, hey, so that lady asked you talked to you about this. Yeah, and you asked for proof, right? Well, if you look at the timeline, there's this giant vacuum right here. This giant black hole in, like, time and space. Yeah, I think they're real. They broke everything.
I like the idea of Maldrick being like the orc. Like, Maldrick has a really cool axe. What if I just get the jump at one point and then I have 2 axes?
Well, I can't use 2 axes, but if I could.
No, but that's still a funny concept.
And then,
It just reminds me of the orc from Warhammer.
Yeah.
out of curiosity,
Touch my sword.
did you tell anyone that you've met us before? Any of your fortune friends?
Yeah.
By name?
You have names?
She has a name. We are nameless.
You may... Let me speed this up. You may specifically use my name, Cassandra, Knight of Eridan.
I'm trying to think to myself. You guys probably did introduce yourselves.
Oh, for sure.
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Nope.
I did.
You probably wanted to have.
This whole thing is getting way too big for me, and I'm feeling uncomfortable. We used the G word, and I went, no.
G word?
God.
Yeah, I introduced myself before we were using the G word.
Ah, right.
I was around before the G word.
I was around before the G word.
Oops. We.
I just don't
To
feel
a few,
And for my next
But I have a
trick, I will
feeling
cartwheel onto a
you-
field of swords.
want me to say it more.
It's like,
I have a feeling it's going to change history
why?
even better.
Even better.
much gooder.
I'm gonna change your history so hard. So hard right
I could do that.
Ooh.
Awesome. Well,
I can fix
don't mind
that.
us as we
Makes sense.
investigate this city for 3 or so rotations of these 3 days, and then enjoy your popcorn.
That will feel very iffy you doing that, but I will. Well, good luck to you, Cassandra, Knight of Eridan.
And enjoy the show, Vickle.
Bye, Bickle.
Will.
Bye.
Let's fuck some shit up.
Yay!
No, in the oh kind of way.
I mean, yeah. So, you had that.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to go scope out the palace.
Yeah, let's have some people do that.
Wait, you don't want to go scope out the palace?
I guess I could do it invisibly while flying.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not particularly stealthy otherwise.
That's fair.
Knowledge planes. Do we know 13 plus 20, so 33? Do we
See
know
invisibility?
what? Yeah, devils have a CC invisibility / be able to recognize them if we saw them.
Brock has not looked at devils in a minute, but I can tell you off the top of my head, at least some do.
Because let me tell you, when Giant Slayers went into dragons without rolling to see if dragons see invisibility, that annoyed me. I'm like, Skid, I know you know that dragons can see invisibility.
Leather armor is the best for sneaking because it is literally made of hide.
No, hide on is the best for sneaking. Because it is literally made out of hide.
So I can sit here and think of a few devils. That's the one I'm thinking of. That one doesn't. Yeah, so like a lot of like
Oh, there you go,
lower
Spencer.
level devils.
Sorry, I threw your crew at you.
Oh right. So some of the lower leveled devils. Just freaking have to look at the not original name because
The level devil.
don't remember all the original.
The
names.
level devil. It's a lower level devil.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the lower level devils. So you will
Level
see
devil.
at like all the guards being like Hell Knights or so that are they're like stationed outside the palace and just on guard at the entrance and stuff like that. They're all just humanoids, so I probably wouldn't worry about that too terribly much. But there are a few who do have magical seeing. They are the more powerful devils. So, like if you say random imps or like accuser devils or something like that.
Okay, but what if we go far enough into the future to see if anyone designed cloaking tech, and then we take that cloaking tech and bring it back? Because that's not being invisible, that's just bending the light around you. So seeing invisibly wouldn't work, and we'd still be invisible.
That's why you guys aren't in charge of the bride.
So Sulligan, what if we did this thing that made our plan work 100 times better?
And that way we could just kill her while she's under chamber pot, because that'd be even more insulting.
With a single crossbow bolt because she's that petty.
You know, I just finished playing Halo Reach, so I imagine as Abigail's being escorted, we just do a single sniper rifle shot to the head to kill her, like they do Noble 2.
Yeah.
Which
The
is
best part is it wasn't even an actual sniper.
oh,
It was a spike rifle shot.
the needle rifle.
Ah,
That's my favorite gun, though.
I know. It's
I think it was cool. Was that the pink needle one?
Yeah.
Important history question.
Yeah.
Is Abigail on the power level of canonical Pathfinder or Brock Pathfinder?
They were pretty similar, but it would be Brock Pathfinder.
So she's more powerful than a generic
Level 18 character.
level 16 sorcerer.
Oh, she's only level 16. What a little
With
bitch.
2 hit dice of Aristocrat.
Yeah.
No, I think at that point I had her at that. Yeah.
Oh, 2 levels of aristocrat.
I'm talking about in history, was she known for actually being powerful?
She was known for being powerful, but by history that is powerful.
So I'm
She
asking.
was powerful by her position, not by her actual power level.
No, I think even like outside the context of like adventuring parties, that's still very powerful.
That's true, I guess.
So like
11th level is legendary. There
Yeah,
are
there's that
books
part.
written about you.
Mhm.
Hercules essentially only had to get to 11th level.
Mhm.
And then he's Hercules.
Yes.
Essentially. As far as the real world is concerned, Hercules could have been an 11th level adventurer.
No, that's not what I was thinking. Next time we see Imoka, I will ask, because with our knowledge check, I hope we know that Razmir was also making plays. Because if Abigail's out of the picture, I feel like he would still make a play.
oh, probably yeah.
Oh,
Which
he
would
would
be
be an
a
unopposed
worse-
play.
Future, I think.
Why?
I think it would also be.
Because I don't like Razmir.
I feel like he has a more hands-on approach.
Because I feel like we're just removing one person for the stars.
I mean, I don't personally
Stone
care
doctrine
if
for
he's
another.
worse, but because are we reading? And the big thing is this group getting legitimate history textbooks that are created by people traveling through time and writing out what actually happened, or are we getting the washed-out Chilaxian history books from when Cheliax won?
They would have access to both. You
So we
definitely-
do know that Razmir was there,
Razmir's the thing. Razmir was definitely playing behind the scenes.
and then at
But-
the Starstone he was there,
Mm-hmm. He was.
and then without her there, it's just him,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'd do it.
Yeah.
We don't know whether or not he'd win, though.
We don't know whether
We have no,
wins.
we have no
Yeah.
idea whether or not he actually passed the trials of the Starstone. And
What are Razmir-
even if he did,
Razmir's-
there's no guarantee that it'd be catastrophic.
What are his actual ideals? Like, what kind of man was he in history? Trying to make a Maldrick opinion of him.
So he
Because all
followed the ideas and principles of like evil trickery. He would be considered a bit of like a tyrant, as he was a leader of a cult. He was
Strong.
definitely strong. He
Okay.
had to be dominant to play the role of a god without being a god.
no
He had
respects
to
this.
hush the non-believers and those who spoke out against him.
Yes, yeah,
Make
figured you
them
might.
not exist. He was definitely very strong, clever,
Well, whether the
and very careful and meticulous in his plans.
whether the characters realize this or not, we could just be replacing Abigail with Razmir.
They do completely different things, though, and they'd mean completely different things. Cheliax,
The
it's
thing
the
is,
symbol
though,
of
is that,
having
like-
Cheliax's queen ascend is so important.
Another way to look at it too is this whole thing is really, wasn't it pretty much being put in play by Asmodeus so that he would have a tool to better
Yes.
have a hand on the world? And I don't think Asmodeus has any real play on Razmir.
Well, unless I missed
Razmir's
something.
insignificant. to him.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Unless I missed
So,
something,
what we're-
Razmir stated that Abigail was doing this without Asmodeans. So unless he was lying, which he very well could have been.
Oh, I 100% know that Asmodeus was down for that. I asked him.
Oh, okay.
Like the
I
thing
asked
is,
him
though,
specifically,
it's like
is this okay?
what it
And he
could
was
have
like,
been
yeah.
too is that she had this plan all on her own. But what is all on your own really in a country ran by Asmodeus?
With blood in your veins flowing from the source of your country's power.
That's
right.
true.
Double down.
So like,
I mean, part of the idea was with Ponderdath, which was the whole orb, original devil thing, that kind of fueled the ability for this to happen in the first place. Well, where the crap she get that from? So her coming up with this plan and him claiming that she was doing this and betraying her country for her own selfish gain, more than less was manipulation.
yeah,
Rallister, like in game, in the evil party, Rallister was like, alright, when he gets the chance, I'm gonna kill her. And then he was like, "Oh, hold up. Is it cool that she's doing this? Oh, it is. Yeah. Follow it off. Helping. I know.
Yeah, I remember with
180. We're helping her.
I remember it was definitely one of those like, okay, hold on. I was just definitely like, I heard you, but I need to fact check this kind of thing.
That's interesting. I don't know. I think we
Yeah.
must have rolled sense motives, but we must have just had a really good bluff.
I mean, you guys came across him at lower level,
yeah.
and he is literally deception.
The
You
character.
think I'm a god?
Yeah.
Level
Well, it was
deception.
around
So
15th level.
no.
Well,
It was-
Gideon
No, we didn't.
popped in.
When you
Well-
first met Rasmir,
Yeah,
When
when we
did
first
Gideon-
met Rasmir and asked him about
It was
what
like
was going
Galt's.
on.
When did
Yeah, it was in
Ralister
Gulch.
pop in?
12.
Oh, I thought we said 14 the other day. Okay, never mind.
It was 12.
nah.
Okay.
We were not very high level at that point.
But also it's skills and
I don't
it's
think
the
God
guy
was
who
there.
is the physical
No,
embodiment
God
of trickery.
wasn't. Ralister
Right.
was there, which meant
Yeah.
Gideon was there. So I was just trying to gauge. Because Alice and I were just talking the other day about what level did Ralister pop in.
I think it was 12.
Okay.
That sounds right.
I
You know, right when he has greater bane, very conveniently.
I misremembered.
So that is a very real threat, and you guys have definitely had talks to her about how whenever you manipulate time, you always have unforeseen side effects. So it's very possible, but he either doesn't think it's a problem or is a risk he's willing to take.
Fair.
Just like him, you know, letting a genius Loki become a thing in a few hundred years. You know, whatever. Or at this point, you know, less than 100 years. Yeah.
Yeah, we've already decided at this point that this man has plans. He doesn't really care what happens because of his plans. He just wants his plan to work.
So long as anything that we put in play, because what we changed, doesn't stop or hinder his plans, it's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't know what his plans are, though.
Well, let's go check out guard duty. So we clearly know where the throne room is.
Yeah.
So is the game plan to sit here when the attack happens and do our best to follow them, or be invisible and follow them? What's our game plan for knowing their route?
Nils' idea is that he wants us to be in the palace. He wants to visit, because we're coming a couple of days first. So Nils' theory is we get in, we figure out what places we can get access to just as lay people, or potentially if we want to figure out how to be somebody important over time, we can do that as well.
Okay, so the first time we were just commoners. This time let's be some nobles.
This time I'll have an accent. Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning to you, laddie. Where are you from? Galt?
South Cheliax?
South Cheliax? Well, Cheliax kind of wide, but whatever.
But yeah, so essentially go in there after the first couple of days and he's going to try and see if he can identify, like, what would be likely places. So if he can get an idea, maybe even see if we can investigate some elements of, like, are there any records of how the palace was built? Things like that. Historical records, things that might be out there that we could potentially get access to.
Which is the only way you know about the escape tunnel.
Well, yeah, you know, just like through doing it, he does have a little bit of knowledge engineering.
Makes sense.
Precisely 7. Oh wait, no, that actually isn't a rank in there. Never mind. He has no.
So that's your
not
intelligence
trained.
I was gonna
That's
say.
my intel. I was like, never mind. Don't have that trained. But generally, if we could figure out how to like look and inquire and see
What
if
don't
there
you
was
have trained?
something that.
Engineering.
Oh, I don't believe I have that.
So, with
No,
your
Joe,
first
nature
initial just looking around, the throne room is open to see. There are a few other rooms that are part of the common area of the palace, whether it be like museum type of stuff, looking at things. You definitely see like a hall of like former rulers of House Thrune and therefore of Cheliax, going back to the original or Abigail Thrune the First. Along with that, you'd probably be able to see things like family tree of like House Thrune and stuff like that, and next of kin, those sort of things. That I guess for the most part don't really help you. When you're looking around the throne room, you can definitely see multiple like entrance points and exit points that look like they may go off to like
No, I
side
accidentally
room
just before we started.
or
Okay.
something like that. You definitely do see that.
Dominoes?
There's probably like
Just about
2
to.
or 3 other places that you could see as a potential escape
Absolutely.
routes.
Then let me mind first.
If there aren't hidden passages, but it doesn't seem like there'd be any.
I might
Let's say,
save some for later and
down,
Venmo you
Yeah.
Which
the $7.99.
And his idea
for
would
the
probably
month.
be like, if there was a secret passage, it would be
I was just
not in the
hungry
throne
and
room,
afraid,
like they
so I was
would
like,
leave. And then
that's
she'll
what I'm
into
looking
it.
that
for.
way it's more hidden. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like it's
So-
nice to not have.
Which is
to
why I
go
kind of
through,
said it
but
like that.
I'm
Like
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
not. Like it's like the floors don't look like it. And they probably shouldn't be. Kind of just scope it out.
So I figure he tries to pin down the couple that look like, because he also assumes that they wouldn't take them in the same direction that they would be ushering people out. So he's like,
No,
"Hey,
it would be
that's
like a room
gone."
off to the side.
So that's his first call.
I'm gonna say there's 2, maybe 3 passages you see.
Yeah. He's gonna see.
quick,
Oh, go ahead.
just bothering you.
Mhm.
You have 4th level spells, right?
He
Mhm.
does. He has 5th level spells.
Yeah. So we might want to get you a scroll of elemental body, because Earth elementals have Earth glide, which is
Oh.
literally meld through stone,
Ooh.
which is a really solid scouting ability.
That's pretty
Yeah?
funny.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I was like, hold on, what level does it have to get? Oh,
I mean,
elemental body 1.
can you prepare that spell?
It's a Magus 4.
Oh, so you could
I
prepare it.
literally had to look it up. Well, you have 4th level spells. Magus 4.
It's elemental body.
Yep.
So yeah,
Is that elemental by 1 or 2?
1.
That is 1.
how much does that cost?
No,
It's a 4th level
they
spell.
don't have that deal anymore.
Uh-huh.
So you could just switch out for one of your prepared spells.
Is he
Oh,
spontaneous? I
I
thought
s-
Maguses were prepared with a spell
Well,
book.
he's prepared, so he could say that's one of his prepared spells or so. Yeah.
I
We
only
didn't
had a spell book for Magus.
we haven't fleshed out all the spells he had in his spell book. I just wasn't worried about the details, so he
Oh.
could go grab a copy of it.
Yeah, with 2 Maguses, they just swap
Mm.
full spell books. Amoka
Yeah,
has a
I'm
spell
not-
book he could help us
I'm
out
not-
with. We have time travel to go get spells.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them just getting a spell. for a
Especially
spell.
not a 4th level spell. That's what, 25 plus 25 times 4 times 7?
7? Oh, for a scroll, yeah.
So we'll grab one of
They
those.
don't have that deal anymore. For
The $5.99.
Yeah.
Really?
I know
not
that
here.
they right now have a
What's the new
deal
promo?
that's carry out. You can get a large true topping pizza for $5.99. I saw that advertised.
Yeah.
The carry out deal for large pieces has always been good. The problem is none of us are gonna go carry out.
No, I understand.
Not right now, but I do that when I'm out and about.
So if we do that elemental body,
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and do that.
So
Nils is gonna try and attempt to, for example, he
worth it
figures.
anymore?
And elemental body is a minute per level.
Okay.
So basically, you'd cast it and start like looking through walls and stuff like that, or you go down, and it's very slow.
Yeah, it's
For
10,
5.
It's only 5?
I believe it's 5 feet,
So his.
but it's a burrow that ignores what the hardness of the stone is and just goes through stone because it's earth.
So essentially,
Oh
Yeah.
no, they just moved it. Okay, thank God.
They just moved it because I'm not.
he's
seeing
gonna
it.
for the moment take. He'll ditch a use of dimension door.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's all the way at the end, and it's a different picture and a different text.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay, it's there.
Earth glide.
it's not featured.
A
but
burrowing
it's
earth
there.
elemental can pass through stone, dirt, or almost any other sort of earth except metal, as easily as a fish swims through water. If protected against fire damage, it can even glide through lava. Its burrowing leaves behind no tunnel or hole, nor does it create any ripple or any other sign of presence. A moved earth spell cast on an area containing a burrowing earth elemental sends him back 30 feet.
Cool.
But when I looked at the spell earth glide,
Mm.
that is something different. So if they just
That
get
probably is something different, yeah.
if they just get the earth glide ability as the earth elemental, you can walk through stone walls
So perfect.
as if they didn't exist.
So in that case,
So you have 15 minutes to just start,
so the new strategy is
and I can't.
he wants to watch.
Where they go through the rock.
Do you not get elemental shape as your
Nope.
archetype?
No,
I
it just
get,
gets
alter-
giant form.
I get alter self, giant form 1, giant form 2,
I think what he would want to do at that
and it
point.
completely erases beast shape and elemental form.
First off, I think he wants to see if he can attend like a public court. See if he can be there in the audience and watch and see how they
My stealth
disperse
score's a 31. I can go small.
afterwards. So how does the queen exit the court?
The throne room.
When her audience ends. So he's like, that's probably going to be door number 1 that he wants to search because that'll be easy. It's it's habitual. She'll do that because overall he wants to figure out, does she like he would assume that she would come in with a lot of pomp and circumstance, but when it's time for everyone's leaving, she's probably going to dismiss the room and then just leave in a convenient way.
She's just gonna peace out, Girl Scout.
Is his assumption. Because the weight of ceremony, you don't necessarily. She's probably ready to get out.
I'm sure you do that for a couple hours a day and you're done.
She probably never wanted to be there to begin with.
So
That's probably true, but it's her duty, so she has to.
So
Duty.
the moment that happens, like when everyone gets dismissed, he's gonna go ahead and try and like hide in a corner. Maybe cast greater invisibility if he needs to like avoid the attention of some guards, and then
You're casting a spell to become an elemental. It's probably a good idea to not be watched.
and then like just kind of like hide in a wall and be peeking out and watch how they go, and then make his way through the wall to that door, or and start looking around, and like so he'll go into that chamber and check it out. Like, is there anything interesting about this place, or does it just lead into another hallway, and then start checking his other likely exits for what might do it.
You can even just start blasting through and trying to find any secret rooms. Period. Maybe try and see if there's anything under the building itself.
Yeah.
You
Go investigate the entirety of it.
can quite freely investigate.
Yeah.
And then when you get into the actual pricing, let me know how much mine is, and I'll give you one more above that for tip.
Sure.
So Brock, I'm gonna just do a general.
Hey, what's up,
What's
one
up,
true
villain?
villain?
What up, villain?
Yo.
I'm just gonna be a halfling, and I'm gonna acquire through whatever means I have to just some generic clothing. No full plate, just clothing,
That's fair.
and I'll walk around looking like a house slave, wandering a bit.
They have slaves that most are halflings.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wander a bit for a while.
They don't have it like they do in Fiery where they're wearing white masks.
Oh, that's convenient because those are really hard to see out of.
Yeah.
I mean, I would know, but they're really hard to see out.
I'm guessing you two are there at some fashion.
I'm
or
actually
another.
going to look at Fae Form 1 to see what small Faes might be useful for 15 minutes.
It was so nice to kill that spider bitch.
Squeed to go back and kill her.
She deserved it so much.
Austin made sure I knew he wanted to do that.
I hated her
Yeah, you did.
so much.
Oh gosh.
I don't know the half-man song. I'm only pretending to be a halfling.
That's fair.
I am, in fact, a poser.
I don't know the Half-Man song either.
Are we adding anything to drink?
I mean, Faye might draw more attention, but I don't know what all Faye you that really are.
I don't know.
Small
I'm
slaves.
just-
Got all 5 of our pizzas.
Thumbing through,
I'm just thumbing through.
Okay.
fingering about.
And then Mitch, I'm guessing you're there too in some fashion.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I'm not very good at like the getting into places.
Well, I mean, they're just there in court.
I mean, sure. Yeah.
He's on standby.
Stand boy.
I might be the same thing, but I'm just...
You're probably on standby.
Yeah.
I mean, at most, you're going to add whatever dex bonus Faye gives you plus 4.
For being small, yeah.
It's weird that the... Oh, because it only has 4 of the bestiaries, so it doesn't even have red cap on here in the monster database.
So yeah, so he'll just kind of scout, see what he can find as far as like a potential for a secret passage, something that would be in easy access. He might take, and if he can't find anything on this round, the first thing he'll do is he'll be essentially hiding in the wall and try and time that right for when the dimension lock happens and the attack starts, when they first go to evacuate her. And then he'll try and follow them as far as possible.
And when we do start a distraction, what kind of distraction will it be, and how intense will it be?
I think his general idea is
General idea.
exactly. I think it will perform admirably.
Of course he gets one
Admiral
that I
Lee?
didn't think of. Dang it.
Admiral Lee.
I think it could be a major success.
I
Major
got
success.
major.
Major success. You know. So
Are you going to follow her to her private quarters?
Private quarters.
Yeah, I'm just going to be on standby.
Yeah, should I save this as my easy order, guys?
So was it
Depends how
$7.99
often you order
or was
Domino's.
it
Oh, I
$8.99?
forgot. I'll just say it's $7.99.
Okay.
Doesn't matter too much to me.
I can throw some money at much.
Do you have PayPal instead of Venmo?
Yeah.
Okay. Do that instead.
I forget what I did for you last time. It might have been PayPal.
I think it might have been PayPal. So,
Oh, you can pay your pal.
He figures we don't really need to do a distraction because we already know when one is going to start, and it will be the exact distraction that we're going to be taking advantage of.
Yeah, but we're also assuming we can keep up with her evacuation throughout that procedure, and we won't need to know anything else. We haven't even found where they're going. It could be cloaked, locked, barred.
Well, and I guess he's not sure how many times Omoka's going to let us go back.
But
Well-
at least a couple. He'll see after that how you guys are doing progress-wise.
Yeah, I mean, if we wanted to, a definite idea would be to... Because we want to make sure that it's a credible threat to the Queen's life. Something she would be evacuating for. So,
The guy runs up with a knife. Ungar, and she just shoots fire at him.
Yeah, I
and it
don't
continues
think-
going.
We already have the perfect distraction, and plus at that point, the distraction is with the dimensional lock. The whole point that Amoka said we're doing it right now.
As long as
So
you
then
just
we
get
showed up
out
3
to
days
the
early
city.
for nothing. And
For
we
scouting.
hang out for 3
Well,
days.
we're
Well, this
still-
guy doesn't do anything.
well, one thing that scouting does is we do get to see what possible escape routes there are. So we can
Okay.
watch those for when the attack happens.
Yeah.
We figure out which one they will use.
So then Spencer's going to spend 3 days earth gliding through the entire building, looking through every nook and cranny,
Yes.
And that
breathing
gives-
secret and watching her movements as much as he can.
Yep.
With every ability, every casting of 4th and 5th level spells.
And then
Yeah.
he can tell
What do we
us where to be during the attack.
That way we can coordinate our
Yeah.
positions.
That's going to be the biggest thing. Is he's wanting to get a picture of where she's going and figure out like, okay, they're going to be going through this hallway. It's a good choke point. There won't be anything else that could like interlope. You know, because assuming it's just going to be them traveling real quick, and that they assume that they'll have an actual guard force at the safe room, and that thus far this will be tunnels that won't be.
As soon as the attack happens, we go in there, kill the guards, and then she shows up and the guards are all dead.
That's if we find the safe room prior to this,
Well, and there's a part of his plan that's like,
which would be nice.
If you kill the guards ahead of time, she might not.
like we can kill the guards in the safe room, or we can just kill her before she gets to the safe room.
That's true. Too.
yeah, that's also true.
Like that's kind of like his operating. Is he just wants to know the route. He doesn't necessarily even feel like they need to know the destination. As long as they know the route, they can intercept somewhere on there. And if he finds the destination, so much the better. But depending on his assumption is that there's going to be some pretty beefy boys that are actually securing her safe room potentially.
And then, do you have Dimension Door on your spell list?
He does have Dimension Door.
So, because he would have been through the escape route within the length of how far Dimension Door is, he can just teleport us all to the escape route before the Dimension Lock happens. We can meet her there en route.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can
That's how we.
I just wanted to
get
cut
there.
through everything and just make sure that it was literally just Spencer scouting by himself
yes.
to find the thing.
So that is what it is. He goes, zips around, finds all these things. You guys have some fun figuring out what the disposition of the rest of the troops are. And we go from there.
I feel like Cassandra's just kind of really awkwardly being somewhere, especially since she has super huge and emblazoned the Eye of Eridan on her chest plate, which it might be really weird in Shelly X nowadays.
Maybe a wee bit. It
I don't
definitely
think-
sticks out.
Yeah,
At this
people
time-
would see you, but no one's really going to care. They'll think it's weird.
They'll think you're a
But, like,
simpleton.
Yeah.
So unless Brock changed it, I think at this point in time there are still statues of Eridan
convention was in
in Shelly X.
I'd imagine so. He was a pretty
So,
important
not-
figure in Chilaxian history.
I
He's a
mean,
pretty important person
in
in,
the main
history.
city-
Human
No.
history, yeah. Just in
Yeah.
general.
people
maybe,
know who
like-
Eridan is, but like a lot of the old
Maybe
Eridan
I,
temples were converted.
maybe I misread where the statues are, but there are still statues of Eridan out and about.
And people know who Eridan is. It wasn't that long ago. I mean, older people, not humans.
And
Older
no one's really gonna
races
bother you
remember
about it.
Eridan being there.
It's to the point where no one's really going to bother you about it.
There's
Like,
like,
a couple people will be like, that's
Huh.
kind of weird.
yeah.
And they'll move
Oh,
on.
that poor soul. He's still hung up.
He's
One day
still
he'll move
hung up.
on.
Nope.
No.
We've tried.
I mean,
Yeah, I've tried.
this one though, that's for sure.
We've tried to logically explain that he's gone. He's very gone. There's nothing we can do about it.
One day.
And then a time being said, he's not gone. He's just not here. In
One day,
Brock's Pathfinder canon.
one day he'll find Aridin in his mortal form, infinitely killing the Trask, and then you'll know you found him.
No, he's playing skee ball.
No, he's infinitely killing the Trask.
No, he was playing skee ball, and then the human form went into a coma, and now he's trapped in it.
Nope, he's playing skee ball.
So they needed to kill the
Well,
human
that's cool.
form in Dogma, so that would let God leave the comatose state and then be God.
So why exactly was the comatose state able to trap the god in the body in the first place?
Because God built a body
Still,
to contain God.
well, right. But I mean, I imagine his plan was to get out of it eventually.
Well, yeah, when he wanted to get out of it.
Right, exactly.
The comatose didn't
And he-
stop God from getting out of it. It was just a quest for people to go on because God's literally all-knowing. He was like, no, if this body falls in a coma, a quest will happen. Probably test some people there. Pretty cool.
Probably test some people there.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, you wouldn't just be trapped in the body that you made yourself because it happened to go comatose. There'd be no reason for you to do
So-
that.
The movie
You're out.
had its brilliances,
You're probing around.
and it had
You're
its
finding
flaws.
you looked at like, hey, there's two, maybe three routes that she could go down from like the throne you look at. You realizing when you kind of look at the rest of the layout, okay, no, there's two, depending on like where they take her. Basically, there's a left and a right. And as you kind of go and you scope out, they can end up in the same places as they will reconnect later. So it's kind of a possible of just which path they take. It could be path of most direct. It could be alternate routes depending on the circumstance. There's lots of different hallways, different rooms. You notice like when she leaves like her courts in the first place, she'll sometimes go to like eat food, sometimes go to her private quarters, sometimes go meetings or so, depending on like the time of day and what exactly she has going on. But you do tell that there are definitely a few places that she will end up in that would definitely work. She could I'm sure I named these at some point.
No.
Oh, and while we're just
I think it's
talking, while Rock's looking things up, you said you were going to talk to a friend about making us the emote
I
icons.
said I could.
And so I'm willing to split whatever costs for that.
Okay. I need to jump on at some point and get all the details for it again. Like the pixel details.
Yeah.
And then I can go take it to someone possibly. I was kind of interested to see if I could get Sid to do it.
That'd be fun.
So we said maybe cats, cheesy biscuits, and we need a third one. I feel like maybe just like some kind of like generic D20, maybe on the 20 or something for like a crit. That seems like a very generic tabletop RPG emote.
Also does make sense.
We could also, if there are any generic emails, you can probably find them out in existence.
So
That's true.
you realize the two places that the most likely
So we'd
place
wanna
that
pay
probably
for
take
ones
you to
that
would be the war room.
Probably won't
It's a
exist,
very
like cheesy
defensible,
biscuits.
very fortified place. Those really seem
Might
to
be,
be any secret rooms per se.
somewhere else.
There's a few like secret doors or like hidden passages, maybe for like smoother travel through the palace or hidden ways to get around for like defensive purposes to reposition people.
Nils is just
People
gliding
around.
through a wall, and all of a sudden he just like, oh, secret passage, and he just like keeps going back into the wall.
Secret tunnel. There is a vault that potentially could be a place, but you doubt that would really be where you want to take your other.
Especially
your
if
most
she's there to
valuable
respond to
person.
an invasion. That's
Yeah.
The war room makes most sense.
What a vault number!
But it's as another very secure place. Like
Vault number.
those are the two most secure places. The vault,
76.
if you want to lock her in, technically would be very secure. Good luck getting her out though.
Yeah.
But most likely, if the palace was actually seriously attacked, you're like, no, the war room, and there's just a couple different ways they could get there, which makes sense depending on the circumstance.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. There's no fighting in the war room.
It's not what we want to do. That's for sure.
Is that Dr. Strangelove?
It is. I will say that is one of my favorite jokes I've ever seen delivered.
No fighting.
John, this is no fighting. This is the war room.
Everything about it is great, and it's not even delivered. It's a joke that is not delivered as a joke.
It's demanding a statement. No fighting in the war.
Gentlemen, there's no fighting in here. It's the war room. Just. And you're just.
I guess there's no fighting in the
Didn't we fight in a couple war rooms in the evil party?
Probably.
Yes.
Yes, we
I can think of at least one.
Any room we're in is a war room.
Wait, this is the war room? Now it is.
This is now.
We brought
we
the war
brought
room
you
to you.
So.
War never changes.
Would
Except for when it does.
in that case.
One of the little thing while you are traveling around, at one point you're kind of just sitting there poking, kind of seeing, maybe Nils takes notes, maybe has a very good visual memory. Either way, you're paused for a moment, and you kind of realize there's something else next to you that looks very confused. That wasn't there a moment ago. There's actually a hound of Tundalos that is kind of standing there, kind of like staring at the wall, kind of like looking around. But this one's different. It looks much more upheld, with much more purpose, and is wearing armor. Ooh, very nice armor from what you can tell.
So they're upping their game. Got it.
This one just definitely looks like it has much more in purpose, intent.
Skedaddling.
But yeah, it does. It looks like it's like looking at you, but doesn't realize you're there.
Looking at
as
where-
you are literally hiding in a wall.
It's like,
And then
That's weird.
it's kind of
There's a
there,
temporal disturbance right there. But
and
that's
then
a wall.
it kind of just disappears again.
like
Like you're smart with realize, and you remember it can go invisible just at will. So it was invisible, appeared for a moment, and then it was like,
Invisible
okay.
again.
it's like
So
is
we're
that a spell-like ability as opposed to a
Yeah, like it can just
yeah, so it
continuously
would
do
be
it
like
as a
dispel magic
creature.
instead.
You could, but
Like,
it could just
I
do
would
it again,
necessarily want to, yeah.
and that would also
Oh,
confirm that you
yeah,
are
yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's like,
You know they have means of like finding things within a
Yeah.
within like a spell range of long.
yeah, so he's just like
So
what's Nils' intelligence?
24,
So can he Dr. Stone this shit
26.
and while
26.
the
my
invasion happens, like have an estimate of the time of like, okay, so they got about here in 2 minutes, about here in 4 minutes, about
bad. He could definitely like based off their pacing, they could make it this far in about this much time. Yeah,
that'd be
if
really
they are like unhindered. Yeah.
that'd be really useful for doing self buffs and stuff before we walk into battle with them.
I was even for a totally different purpose. Brand's like, cool, I know when to buff myself.
no, but that's just essentially what he'll try and do is he'll figure out what the most expeditious route would be from the throne room through the kind of to the war room. He's gonna assume that they're probably gonna go ahead and not dilly dally.
That's safe
Queen
to say.
Abigail, oh, it's so nice to see you again. Yes, yes, yes.
Here we go.
I-
Oh shoot! I broke a nail. Give me a sec, okay? Who's got a cure spell?
It's like the most obnoxious escort mission ever.
Sounds like a great future campaign idea.
He just
Got it.
He's gonna assume that they're gonna take like just they'll be more or less walking. They're not gonna run. They're just gonna walk at max speed. You know,
Hustle.
hustle. So he'll kind of come up with a rough estimate about how long it'd be before they would show up. He'll try and figure out like a good choke point where there might be like a a small crossroads or intersecting hallways where we could kind of stash ourselves to attack. Even better if we wanted to try and catch them in some sort of a crossfire, letting them go past and then stepping out on either side.
Haha, you are surrounded.
Yeah.
You have been flanked as a group.
Hello. So anyway,
Yo, Dr. Livingston, I presume.
so anyway, I started blasting.
Start blasting with my gun.
So I fired and I missed, and then I fired twice, and this went on for several minutes.
This went on for about an hour. I ran out of bullets.
That'd be inconvenient.
Good old Game Grumps.
So yeah, that's more or less his plan.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is He's actually what he wants to do is he's going to go ahead now for the last day when we're going to trial run the attack.
Mhm.
He's going to like dimension door people onto the various routes that he thinks might be potential alternates, and stash people away.
So just like so we could see if someone comes by, but not get caught ourselves.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's gonna, he'll just memorize it and he'll be able to do that, and so he'll try and figure out.
So we're doing this ambush in a building. It's very relevant. How big am I allowed to get? Large?
Depends on where you do it. You have the option of doing
Wherever
it in
Nils
hallways.
says the best place to do it is.
Yeah,
So
just depend on
if
that.
you want to take that in consideration, there are definitely points where you could be in a more open room where he could be huge, or in a hallway where he could as large be the hallway.
Oh, I think that's
So it depends on how you want to do that.
because I think it'd be hysterical if like you have a halfling hiding, they run by, and then all of a sudden like they're going and like there's maybe Cassandra and Galir, and they turn around and there's a large cyclops taking up the entire hallway. And then
Unless you
Nils
want
is
literally
just
be
sticking
huge
his hands
and
out of the wall.
squished and
going,
say hot, you literally can't get past. Or be large and not be hindered.
So I think the big thing is he would want. We wouldn't want to do it in a room.
Yeah,
you
I
want
think
an
I
open
think
room
a
where people
hallway-
can maneuver more easily and get out of the way.
We don't want him maneuvering, and I don't want side exits.
Yeah, that's right. I had a feeling that would be the case, but I'd leave the option.
So yeah, his definite option would be to find something where Maldra can be decently sized.
He could comfortably be large and still fight in a hallway
So
in these hallways.
do that, and then his goal would be to see if he could create a position where they are. Exactly.
You are so
Um,
whiny sometimes, Cat.
Where they're able to box him in.
Question though, for because this could be a battle, and that'd be fine. But also, the item that we're trying to trap her soul into, is that just like a specific thing, or is it an item that replicates the spell? Like
He gave you a scroll and with it there's a gem as part of the material focus.
So do I need to use UMD?
so we're using the spell. What was it called again?
Trap the soul.
Trap the soul. Okay.
Oh, so what do we know about that spell?
It's an 8th level spell that. So I was kind of, as Brock, fiddling with this at time because there's basically two ways to do this type of thing where you literally just capture someone's soul and they can't be brought back as long as they are within this object. So there is Trap the Soul, which is a 8th level spell. And then there's also a 9th level version or variant of it, which was called Soulbind. That's what it was. And both basically prevent the creature from being brought back as long as they are imprisoned within this object.
So question. So really, we just need the soul in an opportune place to use trap the soul into this, which is more permanent.
Yes.
What if we don't make it a direct transfer? What if we find a way? We'll just get like a scroll of magic jar first. We put somebody into the gem.
Oh, that's so damn good, man.
You stick the gem in the hallway where they're going to be, and you stick the body somewhere farther down the line.
Ooh.
And so the one in the gem pops into
Paparino!
Hey, what's up, pup?
So anyway, we were
Pops
killing
into the
dogs.
pops
Lots of dogs.
pops into the queen's body, and then the queen
The
queen then keeps going along the path until it gets to a point where it can get to the stashed body, and then pops back into the stashed body, and now we have the queen's soul in one gem, our body back in our original body, the queen's body goes lifeless, we get out of there, and then use trap the soul with the new gem to permanently trap the soul into this gem.
So I just want
like
to start
this.
off with Magic Jars, one of those cool, nifty spells that never is always a little just too impractical to use.
I want
or
to start
just
off with,
annoying.
I like this plan a lot. I want to follow it up with, Trap the Soul can be bullshit. That is a spell you're not allowed to use as a DM. Period.
On players, hell no.
Have you read the second version of using Trap the Soul? The
Yes.
triggered ability?
Yes.
They inscribe it with your name and the trigger word, and then as long as they convince you to accept the object, your soul gets charged. No save. The end.
Yeah.
Damn.
So Brazalia could have been like, "Hey, I present to you, the Silver Ravens, an item. Gone, 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 gone."
Oh, you mean the item you totally didn't accept?
I didn't know this at the time, but yes, I also didn't accept that.
I think that. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah. No,
yeah,
it could
it's a
be
little confusing at this
bullcrap
point,
spell.
but
We're just planning like 1,700 steps further. But yeah, dude's a lot of stuff's right.
Dude's a lot of smart, also.
Oh wait. Huh? I'm signed in on my other.
Oh.
Hey, that's funny.
Oh, I didn't even realize you're not
Oh.
Slim. That's funny.
nice.
I know who dude's a lot of stuff is, though.
Oh yeah, I do too. That's his Instagram account.
Yeah. That's funny.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Go figure.
I was like, wait a
So
second.
Magic Jar is a cool, nifty spell. That is definitely one way of doing it because you literally could do that and
Yeah.
lure her into a
I'm
place.
puzzle
Yes.
wrapped in an enigma inside of a jar.
Because literally all we would need to do though is just we'd have somebody in the gem, and then we'd know after this goes on we should know the exact route they're going to take, and we just put that gem somewhere hidden in the route that they're going to take, and then that person waits
Yeah.
and then sees the target and goes, "I want to jump into that body," and then does it.
I think we can do this. And then Nils just hides in the wall, picks up that gem.
Yes.
And then we all rendezvous later. I love this. Oh, guys, we have to
Hang
stop
on.
though.
She did say, "Hold on."
So we gotta stop, guys.
Also, on top of Trap the Soul, you can also cast a Sympathy spell, as they suggest you do, on the gem.
Mm-hmm.
That makes specific creatures, very specific creatures, wants to pick up and take the object with them.
Sympathy's a weird spell, yeah.
It's a 9th level spell that you have to make a save once you see the object, and then 1d6 times 10 minutes later, after leaving the object.
So the thing about the Magic Jar plan is it's what the Glass Cannon podcast describes as a save or suck spell.
Well, so is the Trap the Soul.
I was kind of ignoring that part to an extent for the sake of her, not because it's also from Magic Item, so go figure she's a high level will main save caster, so for the sake of that not being like, oh look, she didn't roll 5.
Yeah, because Trap the Soul. What's the highest level? What's the just theorycraft right now? What's the highest spell DC of a Trap the Soul, which is a 7th, 8th level spell?
So you got 18 minimum casting stat for an 8th level spell, which is 22. I know, I looked at it because I at one point did build Abigail as a 16th level sorcerer, 2 aristocrat, and it's like
And she crushed 22.
she needed like I think a 6.
The odds of us pulling off this save, that's a mission based off a single save.
From an item, which is I was kind of going to ignore that.
I would
because
just
that's
love us
really dumb.
To be like,
But even if the item is at a higher spell DC, I don't know where will save is, but it's still scary.
It was enough.
I still love the idea though.
Because it's
that
10,
we're like,
so it's 18
well,
plus.
Amoka,
It could theoretically be 20 plus casting stat.
we pulled the trigger, we used your item, she resisted. So now we have to do this multiple times because it's a die roll.
And go figure, Brock was trying to avoid that
Yeah.
as much as possible. So it was more of a, as long as the plan worked and you got into the right circumstance, oh look, she failed the roll.
Okay.
Right.
Because
And so, like, the Magic Jar plan could just be Plan A, and then whoever
18.
jumps into Queen's body gives some sort of signal to indicate that it was successful. And if it was successful, then that plan continues. If it's not, then Spence pops out of the wall, grabs the gem, brings it back to the body, puts them back in, and then we go to Plan B. Like,
yeah.
Do you guys have Magic Jar on your spell list, or do we need to use UMD?
we would need UMD. I think.
Yes, it is not
I
a
have-
mega spell.
Oh, sorry, my brain just hurt with Brandon's plan, the overarching plan. If you now make a name for yourself as a time traveler doing things for Selgan and Mocha, then the fate you spoke to in the future should have known about these plans already happening.
You know, I Yes.
They exist outside
Stop.
of.
I'm very aware
Theoretically.
of the things I have brought onto the
It-
table.
It
doing
should
time
already
travel.
have the proof it needs.
Time is bad.
Time is bad. Technically, also, yeah, we won't get into that.
Look, the more we think about how we can mess with this campaign with time, the less of this campaign we'll be able to play. So let's just
The campaign's not gonna be the longest.
let's just listen to the DM.
So I see that magic jar.
But what if we just go back in time and we throw an asteroid at the Starstone?
Just stop it from to begin.
What if Draka throws one hit wonder at the Starstone?
I was thinking Draka, but that works too. Draka, grab that meteor. Okie.
No, it's
Draka
Draka grab
throws the
one hit wonder.
Oh.
And he one punch man.
Bad, bad, bad,
Is
bad.
that Apollo 11 or whatever? Is when they meet the meteor in space?
Oh, I know what you're talking
No,
about.
Apollo 13. That's
Apollo
what it is.
13.
I'm dumb. Okay, so Magic Jar is a 5th level spell. So what's the EMD check to do a scroll of 5th level?
For
wands are
scrolls,
always 20.
It's 20 plus cast level, so 29.
Okay, but if we get a summoner's, no.
You can't. Screw yourself.
So I need to roll a 4. What do you need to roll for UMD?
I don't have UMD.
Okay, so I need to roll 4 to do a Magic
That
Jar.
sounds like pretty good odds.
We typically only do the dumbest of plans or the most complex of plans. There's really nothing in between.
Either we're really bored with whatever we have in front of us and we just go simplistic, or we're really interested and we just kind of over
Analyze
complicate
the shit out of it.
16 levels deep, vandalize, brutalize.
I do like hearing
Obliterate.
what they come up with.
I mean, I just,
But also you don't.
I also am worried about what they come up with.
I spent
Where's
2
the
days,
pizza?
you know,
Huh?
elemental formed going through a
Mary's
bunch
on
of
the
walls
way.
in a palace,
Okay.
figuring out how they're going to try and escape.
How long ago?
So now we just
About
yeah.
11 minutes ago.
Okay.
Oh,
I want
so
to heat up
after
some
you
stuff.
notice you
Okay.
ran into a hound,
The additional
it
time in the
does
pizza.
pop up 1 or 2 more times.
Oh, okay.
It's you can't get the impression it's following you,
Ah,
but it doesn't know where you are.
I like it.
But of
Also,
course,
time traveling dogs showed up again, and we're not killing them right now.
That's
Currently,
true.
we are not.
They
we're just
have-
I
avoiding
think you
them.
specifically say not right now.
Well,
Well,
I mean, if it
because-
comes into contact with us when we try to activate our plan, we will have to kill it.
It's not our fault that these dogs are trying to stop our plans. It's Brock's fault.
So
We are
who's-
innocent bystanders acting in self-defense. Not that that matters to Pup, but Brock's the one who runs this game, and Brock's the one that's having us fight puppies and kill them.
I'm in the gem because I can cast the spell.
Okay. So, gem. We do.
Oh, you're such a gem.
We use one of our history runs to confirm the escape plan. So we figure out.
I'm
which
so
ones-
confused.
I know, right? Oh, You're welcome, Pup. I'll make sure in future campaigns I kill lots of dogs.
But so, no matter how brilliant this plan is that we're making right now, Pop, the true brilliance that was displayed tonight was when Austin mixed Oreo O's and Nutter Butter cereal together.
Big brain thinks.
That was
the true brilliance of tonight.
Big brain thonks right there.
that was that was something else.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing we've done tonight can ever top that.
Nothing I've done in my life can top that.
You want to try it?
I'm gonna have pizza soon, but maybe tomorrow.
Oh, it might not be here.
You're just gonna have to replicate that tomorrow.
But wait, Austin, what else do you have there in your display of cereal?
More Oreo, O's, Chips
Chips
Ahoy, and Fruity Pebbles. But the other box of Fruity Pebbles and the other box of Chips Ahoy are gone.
Fair.
And these are almost empty.
Did you buy all 7 of those just at once? Just
Yeah.
Well, it was a deal where if you bought 6 cereals, it was like super ridiculously cheap.
Buy 2, get 4 free. I
Hell
accidentally grabbed 7.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
That is it. That is it. Yeah.
It was buy 2, get 4 free, and they were
That's
$5 a piece. For $10, you got 6 boxes of, I think they're roughly 12 ounces each. This guy's, I think, is the lowest at 11.
Nice.
It's a good amount of cereal.
It's a fuck ton of cereal for $10.
So
Oh god.
okay, so let's say we did our history run. We figured out which route they're gonna take. We have confirmed that. We
So,
then, yeah,
You do a history route. She goes left. You see they take a
You
free
stay
direct
right.
way. You see they go what looks like pre-direct route based
It
off
was a
of
great
how
deal.
quickly they got there.
It's a great day, dude.
I guess I don't know if there's anything else specifically you need or
nope,
wanted.
that is all that we wanted to cover.
Oh my
Probably
gosh,
the popo.
So funny. They're too loud again.
Fucking. What is it? 9:40.
9:34. That's not the place
Thank you.
for sound complaints.
Rather have them.
Unjustly.
So yes, that's more or less what we confirm at that point. Now that we're not actually getting into armed conflict, I think what we're saying is that we'll just stash your body off site.
Well, leave me in the hotel room or something.
Yeah. And so,
Spells aren't all these dudes are slinging. Am I right?
hey man,
This guy's a gun wielder, so yeah.
I think in real life it's what it is.
I don't know what IRC means.
It's a new one.
I think he might.
It was a new human. Take
Weird.
him now, Pat. Take all the fucking pieces.
Well, mine was on top. It felt.
Yeah, we sling a lot, if I recall correctly. Yeah,
Eh.
we sling lots. Lots of rocks.
There's Coke and Sprite if anyone wants it.
Ooh, nice.
Thank you.
I assume that
All right. So how does our plan go, Brock?
So,
Oh, what are you gonna do about it?
as the plan unfolds, your turn. Pizza, you can go on the floor for the moment. As the plan unfolds, you do
pizza.
well, 4, 3, 4, 5, yeah.
For 5807.
As the plan unfolds, she escapes out through the left.
You're older. You can do these things.
Yeah, Brandon, you're older. You're like old.
Haven't you adulted for like 2 more years?
Define
Technically.
adulted. I've
Wait.
dirtled.
You've been at least
Aren't you, like,
18.
30? Brandon, you're 30, right?
I'm basically 30 going on 70. So.
So whose is this one that's left over?
Probably Austin's.
Okay.
Oh.
Pizza.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
Because he handed the stack to Brandon, and then Brandon just took his, and then took the rest.
fair enough.
So welcome to our game.
Oh,
All
who joined
of
us?
us. Oh, I was just recalling because the table was empty.
Oh, fair enough.
It was just fun seeing me just at the end of a table, empty table, bunch
It's
of
okay.
pizza boxes.
No one that just randomly shows up is going to expect a game. We're just talking. It's just
really-
going to be you.
I'm really lonely. Can someone join me? I have all these empty seats. I even have pizza.
Pizza time.
I have extra computers if you need. I have a cool table. I got some
Just-
figurines.
Like
Someone
you join
can
it
play.
just chatting. It's one guy with an entire table set up. It's just like, come talk to me, please.
Or before as soon as someone pops in, he puts up he pulls up like a cardboard cutout. Hey, look! I now have a guest.
That would be so sad.
That would be so.
Welcome
He's
back.
just there waiting for someone to join the chat.
What's gaming?
This is role playing.
I've never gamed in my life.
This is role playing.
I don't
not
believe
gaming.
Prove it.
I'm a pro gamer.
That's hard to do. I'm just saying I don't believe you. As a debate coach here,
And I want
that's
you
really
To
difficult to prove.
prove to me that you don't believe me.
Oh man.
See, it's an opinion. You cannot prove opinions.
Sure you can.
Yeah.
You can prove that someone has an opinion. There's got to be a scientific way to do so.
Hey, we are definitely playing.
And I'm asking you to do
I
it.
need you to prove to me that you
like this
believe that I
conversation
believe that I'm right.
Words.
Words, things, and stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Back to as she wants it, the din. So as the attack commences, as essentially commotions. So basically, how it happens is commotion starts to happen. People start to get restless. Guards start panicking, moving around, go under attack. Blah blah blah. She basically
Did it really say blah blah blah?
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was Brock paraphrasing.
I mean, Rihanna was
Well,
there, so
no.
they just went, oh, no, no, no.
If I look at paraphrasing, I don't believe that blah 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 would be on the list of paraphrasing.
No.
Now it is.
It could technically be if they were paraphrasing like the blah blah blahs.
So, as the attack initially happens, she kind of more or less to see what it is that is going on before she just instantly darts out of room 2. We're under attack. Until basically an Archon flies into, or no, I would say an angel flies into the throne room and like just kind of just smacks a guard and it gets like shot at. And gets like halfway through the throne room. Abigail kind of looks at it and realizes that there's more coming. And pretty much gets that look of like, oh shit, and then they skedaddle as she realizes, yeah, this is serious.
Makes sense.
And then bad stuff happens. You can hear her, hear her at least initially as she's running, basically sending like a message like, Gorthiclek, where the hell are you? Blah, blah, blah. More paraphrasing. What do you mean you can't get to me?
Full speech and then roleplay here.
Gorthiclek, where are you? The palace is under attack and the angels just flew into the throne room. What do you mean you can't get to me? Alright, understood. And then she continues on her way. Channel points. Yeah, I have like 11,000 channel points. And it's like, okay. So, they do make a rather direct route to the war room. She basically is being escorted by initially 4, then 6, then 8 Hell Knights.
Did the cat just knock some over?
Nope.
Oh.
Like, touched the recycling bin and it made a noise.
Oh, okay. And they do end up making it to the war room. While you guys are watching, you definitely see lots of panic, lots of celestials coming in, storming the place. Eventually, it does look like if anyone was actually still watching in the throne, which you're probably not, but I'll say every single like some Iron Day Crusaders get there and stuff. You know, all sorts of bad things that you know happen. Because you can see visibly, you at one point do see a Hound of Tyndalos in very shiny chainmail kind of walking around like following. You're not sure who?
Interesting.
But you definitely do see it. It is only one, and you can tell it's invisible. Just like chasing and running after people. Or something. But yeah, so you can see the route she takes, and you see which hallways, which rooms she goes through.
Perfect.
Gets there pretty quickly. It's a nice hustle. Not sure if there's anything else you want to ask about or so.
Nope. Having seen that, we'll go ahead and figure out where we want to do it. The other question is, how do we get Cassandra's soul out of the queen?
Well, that was explained in my original plan. We have to stash the body somewhere further down the path. And then the person who takes over the queen's body just has to keep going in that
Basically,
direction.
you would leave with that, and then you can just fix it elsewhere where you do it safely.
Okay.
So basically, you would, with him in her body, her in the gem, leave like that, bring the body with you. I hope you don't leave her body.
Well, no. So, Mitch is saying... So you're saying I leave as Abigail, and we go to Cassandra's body. Mitch is saying if we find a spot, like if there's a secret tunnel on the path or a janitor's closet, we put Cassandra's body in there, and then as Abigail, Cassandra as Abigail, goes past Cassandra's body, then she can just hop on over. Abigail's dead, and then we just vamonos. Everybody, let's go.
She's not dead, though.
Her body will be lifeless on the floor, and her soul will be in a gem.
Oh, that part you mean.
And then they'll have picked up the gem by this point that
Yes.
Abigail's soul would
And
be.
then it'll just be up to Cassandra, back in Cassandra's body again, to get out of there.
So at that point, if we say that we stash Cassandra's body in like some room off to the side, Nils can just pop out of the wall, grab that soul stone, Then run over to you, and then we can dimension door out.
We can't dimension her out because the city will be locked down.
Yeah, I guess
right.
you'll have to find another way out, but I feel like we can probably do that.
So that'll be the next thing. Is Nils looking for it? We'll also be looking for an escape route for you.
Because that's the main reason I didn't think you could try and get out of there in Abigail's body. Is there's no way to teleport out. You'd be walking out as Abigail.
No,
no one would let you do that.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. That might be relevant.
You'd have to pop back into your body, and then we'd have to find a way out. While they're worried about why Abigail is now unconscious on the floor.
Yeah, I completely agree with that plan. So I understand this is a very specific circumstance that we're looking for, the path from the throne room to the war room. Do we think we find a place to stash Cassandra's lifeless body, as Cassandra's mind is trapped in a stone, which will transfer to Abigail, which will then hopefully transfer back to Cassandra's body?
Well, the other option we have is
From there, can I just magic dart into another gem? Spencer, pick up the second gem and then bring me back to my body?
No, I think
I'm going to say no.
the only gem you can hop into is the
Original one?
The original one for the spell.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have to hop between bodies.
Okay.
Which, I suppose, honestly, you could just hop in the body of some random person even, and then just leave as some random person. And then you get... This way you don't have to stash a body anywhere.
How do you guys see how many channel points you have?
This is bomb.
It's in the bottom left of chat, so click that green. Yeah. So you haven't been clicking that a lot, so...
Oh god, no. I don't hardly watch our streams.
so. Yeah, that seems about right. Well,
Interesting.
So, I guess the first question is, before we think about just random body hopping, does Nils think there's
Oh,
an adequate...
right, there was an alert.
Does Nils think
I
there's
thought-
an adequate spot
I
to
wasn't
next
paying attention.
stash Cassandra's body nearby?
Nearby enough, yeah.
So, in that case, Cassandra's completely willing to get in her body, cast shield, cast another buff spell, and to do her best to leave on her own power.
Okay.
Or to find a spot to hole up until the attack happens. And I'll be like, I'm alive, please don't leave yet. Next day, still alive, please don't leave yet. Okay, now I think I can leave.
So, as in, like, those three, you get out on your own, basically.
Either that, or whenever this dimensional lock stops, Nils knows where I am, it can pick me up.
Yeah.
I don't imagine it's going to be hard to get out of the city. We're just going to be fleeing for our lives.
Yeah.
Out of the palace might be a little more iffy, but again, Nils will probably investigate some of those secret tunnels for you.
Yeah, the secret tunnels too.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
Of course, as a red cap, I also have a 70-foot movement speed. So,
That is quite fast.
I will have the zoomies getting out of there.
There is also that.
The zoomies for 16 minutes.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
So yeah, like I said, if you wanted to, even better, we could say that I found, if you would say that I could find like a secret tunnel that would be off of the hallway, like close enough.
If
for
there
the
is
swap to
one, if
happen.
there's not,
There's a place you can find that seems more secluded that probably won't be disturbed or barely disturbed during the conflict. Like some of the secret tunnels, because you know the palace is being attacked, it might be risky depending on how they attack and hold it, because that's how they would want to maneuver around.
Fair.
But you definitely find a place to put said body.
alright.
And we'll stash like a. Mills is gonna stash a picnic basket as well.
Round 2
You might be here for
of
here.
safe scumming, ready, set, go.
That's not a term you get to use ever in Pathfinder, is the funny part.
Unless you're playing Kingmaker.
Well, yeah.
What's the new one that's coming out?
Path of the Righteous.
Wrath of the Righteous.
Wrath of the Righteous.
Grapes of Wrath.
Yeah, they haven't even opened up the Kickstarter yet for it. I think it opens up next month.
So, I know what you're doing. Are you three doing anything?
Well, he has to pick up the gem that Abigail's soul will be in.
Right.
And probably, depending on if I can get out or not, he has to know where I'm going to be to dimension door me out once the thing drops.
I'll just hang out by her body.
That's fair.
That's probably a good idea.
Okay.
Well,
You
two
have
guards for
friends.
your lifeless body.
Oh, that's
Picking
nice of you.
basket's definitely a good idea.
Oh yeah.
I thought you were just going to put me like in a supply closet, like just put the mop in front of me.
As funny as that is.
Yeah, that's what we did.
No, I don't need that mop.
Gotta watch out for the brooms, though.
Or
Oh gosh.
or there might be a lampshade that they just put over my head.
That works too.
We're in a
Apparently the brooms
Calaxian
are tough.
temple palace thing. Dead bodies in closets aren't weird. It's
That's
like,
true.
oh, gotta dump this somewhere else.
They're like,
You know, that's an oddly good point.
if it's still here tomorrow, I'll clean it up. But someone might need that today.
No, I'm
I
just go
don't
find
know.
one of the body stashing rooms.
Oh no, those are in the temple of Ismois, not in the palace. The palace doesn't want that smell lingering around.
Like what? Y'all don't know gentle repose.
We do. Some people just forget to put it on. It doesn't last forever, guys.
One day per caster level.
You know, a little side note. I do love how in game there is no concept of caster level, technically, but at the same time, when you have spells that are like a day per level,
You know exactly.
it becomes very apparent.
I imagine it's probably similar to like what Overlord did, where they're like, I can cast 5th tier spells, which would be 4th level spells, and then Mamilka's like, wow, you guys suck. I'm at 10th level, 10th tier spells.
There's no magic above 6th tier. But yes, so that being the case, you guys will go about, do your plan. He will have a little gem in place. A collapsed body will be in another place. He will know the route she is going to take. So he will magic jar, switching places with her, bring her inside gem, and he will ask Abigail, what is it you are going to have to do about the 6 to 8 other Hell Knights guarding her, escorting her?
Are you wait? So you're asking?
Well, once you are in Abigail's... Oh,
How are you gonna
Abigail's...
lose your tail?
So yeah, because you have to be Abigail's body to get to your body.
So your soul's going into Abigail's body.
Yeah.
How are you losing your guards? The 8 Hell Knights following you. Everywhere you go.
Do I need to lose them, or do I just need to say like I'm going this way and they'll follow me?
They're going to follow you. You want them to not follow you.
They are there to protect Abigail, one way or another. Not just going to say, "Oh, okay."
Your
good
goal
luck.
is to get back to your unconscious body,
Yes.
not being seen.
So Nils will know that that is an obstacle of someone who has definitely done guard duty. If you have to protect the target,
So, his thought is, at that point, it's totally guns out of the wall time,
oh god,
and so
I like that. I want that to be a figure of speech, but that's very literal.
I mean, and so essentially, as they, once he's kind of confirmed, like, essentially, he would say that maybe we would have a pre-agreed upon tell that you would do when you actually assumed control.
I mean, ultimately, you can just walk back to your body and go back into your body. Abigail goes lifeless and we jump them.
Yeah, I'm seeing if the Blood
It's 6 to
Rager
8 Hell
has
Knights.
any utility spells I don't have on my spell list that we could obtain for this specific purpose. Because I assume
Alright, I need you to have a sign that worked in Abigail's body. Assuming direct control.
Thank you.
Look at me, I'm the queen. I'm so pretty and so badass. Man. Okay, it worked. Bang, bang, bang.
I personally prefer Mass Effect 2.
Assuming direct control.
I like that.
She just starts glowing like, oh,
Floating a little bit.
I'm just kidding, guys. Let's go.
A really good fight.
That was. Yeah, we might as well just bring the. I mean, like, unless I find something. But then I won't have my spell book, so I can't even cast a spell as Abigail. And it's not like I become the sorceress. I'm just in the sorceress's body.
No.
So as a spellcaster, I would still need my spell book.
If you use something as silly as a spellbook.
Which I do. So I just have to like.
We plant your spell book along the way. It's like, oh my, what a strange tome.
Boom, boom.
I mean, at best, with a -1 bluff, I could try telling them as the queen to like continue on, or to like.
I think your best bet's just to walk them towards the three of us. And
Yeah.
we kill 6 to 8 Hell Knights and move on with our day.
Nils
That
is
seems
going,
like a good idea.
Nils
Actually.
will say, look, if they're worth their salt, and because they're guarding the queen, they will refuse that.
Seems
Not
like a
gonna leave
pretty
your
safe
side.
assumption.
You need them to, so they will.
How's an attack? Hey, you guys go on without me. Excuse you, miss, but that's not happening.
I'm giving you a direct order, ma'am. You will have to kill us.
And
And they
believe
would
me,
have
You
a head
said it,
if we
not
left
me.
your side. Alright, if I have to.
and believe me, I was at yesterday's executions from Gortha Fleck. I don't know if you are as terrifyingly killing machine as he is.
No. I will confirm this. No.
Oh no. I mean, they know they might die, but death before not doing the
Okay, yeah, I guess I didn't tell the guards change of plan. We're going this way,
Fair enough.
and we'll bring him to my dead, lifeless body.
Mhm.
So how close do I have to be to jump back into my body?
Does it specify?
Yeah,
I would say it would be the same room. For simplicity's sake, be able to see it.
but if I was in the hallway and I was on the other side of the door, Abigail's body.
I think it has to be within line of sight, so you have to
Okay.
be able to see it.
Yeah, we'll say line of sight.
Cool. So, attack happens. We start initiating plan.
Where's it go?
Let's do this.
So,
Uh,
Stage one.
I'll cast False Life Creator on
dimension
myself
door
for the day.
everyone into our
12.
hiding place with picnic baskets.
Just in case.
He's made
That's
enough.
my favorite part of this plan.
It's important.
Hey, Yogi, did you get the picnic basket?
It's like before we go through the dimension door, just Nils is like, does everyone have their lunch? Please confirm to me that you have your lunch. I'm not letting you through unless I know you have your lunch. Got it.
Yes, I have my lunch.
Good. Perfect. Miss Andrew, do you have your lunch?
She like pulls out like this very regimented like all protein diet or something like that.
Good. Glad you have it. Maldrick, do you have lunch?
I assumed I was going to be allowed to eat the queen's body.
Well, just in case, I made you this.
Which is so funny because it's like a medium-sized snack, and Maldrick's gonna be like this large-sized character, be like,
Well,
and
no.
that.
Well, no. Instead,
No.
he's made.
No.
No. Maldrick gets like 3 little baskets. It's like large size. He's like, I made you these.
Maldrick is getting into position as a human wearing stone plate.
Yeah, he's just like. All right, everyone has their lunch. Perfect. Glad to hear it. Anything else that we're missing? All right. Steps through. Ah, shoot, we forgot the stone.
Ready, set, go.
We forgot the jet.
The attack happens. She shows on her plan. Magic jar.
Gets to it. Boom. Magic jar. Oh, she's rolling that one. How convenient.
That is convenient for our plans.
I know, seriously.
But it doesn't tell you it was actually 19.
It was a 6, but it would have passed technically. But no, it was a 1. She failed.
Oh man.
Because having some fun plan dependent on a die roll for a DC of a magic item would be very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, about that.
does. Boom, it works. You have some sign, I don't know, it could be probably some very simple. He's like, cool, it worked.
If I change directions towards my body, it worked. If I go straight towards the war room without saying anything, probably didn't work.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. And we'll be waiting in the hallway by the closet.
Mm-hmm.
Goes around the corner. She's got 8 Hell Knight guards, as expected.
Well,
Going towards the halfling in Stoneplate.
no, now I'm a cyclops in stone plate.
Oh,
He
there's a
said
Cyclops in
he got
Stoneplate.
into position, and once we were in position, then he went big boy.
Mm.
Yep.
I'm curious, what does Abigail do when there is a large Cyclops in Stoneplate in the way?
Oh, my lover.
She continues on, so like she expects the Cyclops to be there.
Huh?
She continues on like she expects the Cyclops to be there.
Well, I imagine he's like at or like in front of the door to the closet where you're going. So
I go to open the door because I need to see my body to jump into it. You know?
Yeah, what he's saying is he expects it to be there. He's not going to pay too much attention to it and just continue on with his plan.
Maldrick just kind of pushes it open. Mom. Bows.
There.
Felt like I was like, what the? Just, well, I imagine at that point, all the Hell Knight guards, if they're worth their salt, are actually like forming up in front of you.
well, I mean, they've seen Cyclops. Cyclops are
Yeah,
a
fair.
common thing. They're just fire. And then all of a sudden, the body just falls over. And like most of them will like stay at guard and be even more.
Oh,
like,
they're not staying at guard, they're dying.
well, I mean,
Because
We're about
at
to
that
attack them
point,
at this
that
point.
instant.
The body falls, and then they're like, cool.
and there's like a couple of a pair of 6-shooters come out of the wall.
Now he's pulling incorporeal creature garbage.
Oh, you're the one that let him take his guns with him while he earth-led.
This is true.
I guess that's true, and your polymorph your gear would technically go away.
Yep.
I was actually thinking about that. But
A pair of finger guns.
finger guides. But yes, all 4 of you are there. You can fight. Boom. You guys just go out of the wall, end it, and then help shoot.
I'm pretty sure we can dispatch of 8 Hell Knights on our own.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
they're like half your level. There may be 8 of them, but whatever. At that point, I mean, yeah, saying like 8th or so level seems reasonable. When there's like,
Also, Nils has mentioned the fact that he's seen the Hounds of Tindalos around here, so.
You probably mentioned that like
I also
By
would
the
have
way-
mentioned that I saw them.
Yes, like, Hounds of Tindalos around. Watch out for that. They seem to be
Oh.
following me.
Oh, and they're wearing armor this time.
I was wearing my armor.
cool. So
Oh,
I'll go
good.
ahead and I'll be a red cap now.
Shit works.
it is protection, it's just not the one she So, at that point, you guys were waiting in the said storage closet or so?
Well, as soon as they die, we're booking it.
Yeah. We are leaving at that point.
We are leaving.
Yeah, I mean, if
Skedaddle.
there's any side doors that Nels is like, this is probably the one we want to go towards.
Yeah, he's gonna lead a path that's.
Oh, and we might as well put Abigail in the permanent gem here while we're at it.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll leave. And we'll get out of here.
So
Go
mostly.
from this gem to this gem.
he'll-
Funny enough, when you do that, even though you're not there anymore, the body would also disappear. But details.
Oh, fine.
That's interesting.
Not that they would have been alive to have seen it, but
Darn.
So,
That would have been delicious.
we roll out, make our way through.
Making our way downtown.
Yeah, he's gonna very quickly maneuver off of any of the alternate paths from the throne room to the war room, just so that any
Even
place
if
that they
do
would,
send more people.
yeah, any places that they would
Do
first.
we have any
like-
trouble leaving the palace?
One little hiccup when a
Hound of Tindalos comes for us.
does.
No, it's a Ross.
I said that thought did occur to me. I said I am not going to do that to you guys.
Albert looks him in the eye. I get to kill you again, I see.
No, I don't see much reason to fight this man.
He's just like, so, would you guys like some tattoos?
Jormungandr, he's got good insides, I promise.
That'd be some damn good insight. Yeah, that's fair.
Insights.
Oh, jeez.
Time to kill a puppy.
Well, another dog appeared in front of them.
Brock's having us fight more dogs.
What's up, dog?
Or a dog?
What's the prob, dog?
Ooh. Hello, dog.
What's up, dog?
Hello, humans.
Do we have to fight you? We don't want to fight you.
Is this the first one that's talked to us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, they usually don't even know common.
Right.
So this is great. I'm enjoying this already. Ooh, new thing. Do we have to
maybe
fight?
it's vocal cords then.
just kind of like,
That's your first thought.
Dylan's like, I'm trying to be charismatic here. I'm not very good
How
at
far's the door?
This is so new.
I'll say you've got, let's say, 100 or so feet before you leave the palace.
Cassandra will, at this point, as soon as Nil starts talking, just cast See Invisibility.
Oh, it appeared when talking.
No, I understand that.
Oh,
But
okay.
if we fight it, I already want to have See Invisibility on.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. So you asked, do we have to fight?
Listen, puppy. We gotta do this. And then you can fix all the things that happened. When we're done. We gotta do this first. Somebody asked for proof. Bringing up the big boys. Not my problem.
But what you are doing needs to be stopped.
No, it needs to happen. So we can stop everything that's gonna happen after.
How would making it worse?
I don't
fix
think the
it?
hounds are very
Intelligent? No.
Yes.
They're dumber than shit. But this one can talk. So
lots of them people can
Under-
do.
Understand my
Explain
words.
to the dumb dog how breaking something fixes it.
his fate said to bring proof.
Proof of what?
Proof that we can get them a mocha. I offered a mocha. They said bring proof. This needs to happen for proof.
I mean, you know all the shit that we've done so far that made like one of you show up? They didn't believe it was us. So, yeah.
So this happens. I expect a phone call. I expect an apology. And then I assume...
You realize, those who have sense motive, which is basically you, that its posture just shifted from like basically like about to attack to like a...
Hey, I got like a 20 something.
Curious.
So, I'm already working...
Sense motive?
I got wisdom. I got 9 wisdom. I got 25.
I'm already working on it from other ends, but just tell the fates that Cassandra the night
Oh, you told me 9.
Hmm?
You told me 9.
Yeah, my wisdom.
Oh, never mind.
So I got a 25 when I rolled a 16.
Yes.
It's like, how'd you have a 25
like,
to 29?
I'm already working on this from other avenues, but go back, tell the Knights of Eridan that you ran into Cassandra. Tell the fates, my bad. Tell the fates that you ran
Knights
into
of Eridan.
Cassandra, Knight of Eridan, in the
Knights of
year
Friend.
46, 70 something mabobber,
4721.
and I called them in the year, whatever year it is in your adventure, because that's
67
Ish.
ish.
and maybe then they'll believe that I can get them a mocha.
I mean, there's a genius.
Play the
local
long
somewhere.
game, boy.
I'm just gonna start walking out the door.
Yeah, me too.
Either he fights us or he doesn't at this point. We've said our piece.
If you are working for Mocha, then perhaps a bargain can be made.
Great.
That's what I already tried to do. So
Yeah. But
have your bosses.
Glad you
Assume
understand.
The fates are working with us all in unison, like we're all happy friends.
I did not.
No.
I tried to bring this up a bit ago.
Sounds like she does.
Yeah, she's not that bright. She also thinks Aridin is still alive.
That's true.
Noted.
As we're specifically told by Bickle that Aridin is still alive.
Yeah. And Pickle wants us to break the timeline.
Vitral seems to like us fat, dumb, and happy.
Yeah. Vickle's a bit crazy, so.
I've been doing my best to help with these picnic baskets.
Don't worry, pup. We're talking now. We're talking to puppers.
Actually, they are not fighting a pupper. In fact, they actually seem to be avoiding fighting the pupper.
I mean, it's just faster to just walk that way. If the pupper tries to bite me on the way through, I'll cut his head off. But
Ooh, perfect.
So what deal?
I'll make sure to cut more towards the shoulders to preserve the vocal cords
Awesome,
for you.
thank you.
Okay.
So
what
kind.
deal can the Hounds of Tindalos offer?
Let's just say that from our perspective, Omoka is the one big target. And we, while he may seem to work through others, they are not relevant because they are not
The
an
guy with
issue
the stick.
without him.
They're not the guy with the stick.
We will point out that this is the first time that it's at one of these has actually talked to us, or talked back to us.
If the tail will lead back to the head, then I will follow the body.
Ooh,
The tail lead back to the head, then I'll follow the.
look. We,
But wait, you'd be the one tailing us, so I'm really confused
yeah,
now.
we're the body. He's the tail on the body.
I thought we were the tail.
Let me put it to you this way. If you are here working for or with Amoka, then Amoka is also here.
Yes.
Somewhere.
We cannot find him.
Then just keep following us, and hopefully you'll find him. I mean, put
You
the
ever
letter
had
A,
Oh,
and you're basically there. He's just
so
a giant coffee chocolate beverage.
We didn't do
Oh,
this
Mocha.
ahead of time
Mocha.
because I didn't
If
think it
y'all
was.
have a mocha, I'll take a mocha. It sounds great.
I do
You
have hot
technically
cocoa
make one,
mix
yeah.
and coffee. I may
Make a
have
mocha.
espresso grounds, and I have an espresso maker. So
Make
we
a
didn't
mocha.
do this ahead of
you
time. I don't know
can
if
make
this is
a
Arcana
mocha. We
or
also have milk,
Spellcraft,
and that espresso maker has a
but
steamer
with
on it.
Dimensional lock
You wanna make a
stopped the
cappuccino
time
instead.
travel rod.
No. He is also not
So-
Oh,
in
man.
the city. You're
These
meeting
are
him
things you
outside
have
the city.
available to you.
Oh,
make a mocha.
So yeah, I'm gonna just go.
Yeah.
I tell the dog like, go ahead and follow me, and I walk. Pat.
yep. Just keep walking.
Really like that really awkward one-way hallway. There's two decently sized people in. We're just gonna have to shimmy. Cause I don't imagine he's the smallest guy, and I'm
He's a
also
medium-sized dog, so yeah.
and I'm not the smallest guy, so we're
You
just.
you
kinda,
could like because he's not hindering you, so he's for lack of a better
That's what I
term,
said.
ally.
It's
So you
awkward.
can-
It's like two coworkers are walking down the same very just barely bigger than one person wide hallway in the back. We're just like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just, and then they're like, yeah, I'm just going.
So you do not necessarily like Omoka.
It was fun in the beginning, and then all of his problems are getting us in trouble, and also we're stopping gods. So no, this all sounds like I want out.
If you remove his protection, we can find him. Because right now, unfortunately, he is preventing us from finding him
Right.
through magic that he
Then
has.
just track us forever,
Sleep well.
and that should work well.
Okay.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
So
So you're asking about some Arcana or Spellcraft?
well, I was seeing if he was in the city, if the
Oh,
dimensional lock
how
would
did you
stop his time travel. but,
before.
scroll sending.
He sent he used a sending. You can just contact an entity, so he just said contact a fate.
You guys do it again while we're walking out of the city.
I don't have a scroll sending right now.
Yeah, just go gallon.
I guess we could just go loot a scroll sending while the city's under attack.
You know, I'd say
Damn.
one thing, but at the same time, that's actually makes total sense. So, yeah.
I didn't get a name or anything to specifically call out. Am I sending?
No.
What do you
Call
suggest?
a random one and be like, hey, I talked to one before. We have proof. You want him? Follow us. Like, literally follow us. Like, use your eyeballs and then look at us and then don't lose eye contact and then he'll be there. Call as many friends as you need. Call as much backup as you need. We have a dog here who's already willing to talk to us. Like, proof that somebody believes us.
I'll say that in ascending, signed Cassandra, Knight of Eridan.
And we can dilly-dally as long as we want to once we're out of the palace and just be like, yeah,
Yeah.
no, it took us a while to dodge a couple patrols. Somebody caught on to us. Tied up
Sure.
their sense.
Do they respond to my sending?
So you know those Instagram filters that are like, what, this or you?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
one for sexuality that goes straight to gay on like a bar that just the little arrow goes back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And Rain is by, she technically thinks she's pan, and she's trying it 6 times and it always lands on straight. And she keeps sending me videos of her trying the filter and it just keeps landing on straight. So you get real mad.
That's funny.
I just got that was like mid-afternoon when it happened.
No idea.
What?
I don't know enough about what's going on Twitch to be able to answer
Nope.
that question.
I don't know.
What niche on Twitch do you think has yet to be capitalized on?
Niche and Twitch, Ryan.
Yep, they sure do.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, you make a pit stop.
Vlogs.
Vlogs?
Vlogs on Twitch.
24-hour
Oh,
live stream
no.
vlogs.
Oh, dear.
That sounds.
I'm sure there are people doing that on Just Chatting.
But that's a niche that I think has yet to be filled. There's still plenty of room. File it under lifestyle.
Right now, I mean, you do have like Critical Role like doing their thing, but other than Critical Role, there's not too many people actually being successful doing the tabletop RPGs.
Oh yeah, successfully there's not a lot.
On
Because
Twitch,
even the ones that we've seen only have like 2,000 followers max.
yeah, there's a couple of them that I think like
A dozen or so.
the
active
pay they're
viewers at
getting
a time, it seems
greatly
like.
justifies them hanging out and playing D&D, which is what they would already be doing. So even though we're not getting paid, we're still playing D&D, doing what we would already be doing. But,
Right.
That's why we started streaming.
So that's one or two now, vlogs and more tabletop RPGs.
Yeah. I like how it's an idea of the 24-hour vlog, which is
I don't.
absolutely silly. Well, I like it as an idea. Please don't ever do it.
If we get to 1 million subscribers, I'll do it.
Fair enough.
The Austin cam.
Would this be like for like a
Technically think
week
you're
sort of
allowed to
thing,
sleep
or
on
like
Twitch.
how long would you do it for?
So,
If we get to 1 million subscribers, I'll do it for a fucking week. 7 days straight.
keep in
I'll
mind,
do it.
I don't think Twitch likes like just you like sleeping on stream. So you'll have to find something or someone to entertain chat for the 8 hours or
It's
so
gotta
that
be
you
a
sleep.
cat cam, duh.
Actually, he's got a point.
Yeah.
Either that, or he'll take the week off and I'll take the week off. He'll stay up late and I'll just make sure I wake up.
Oh, we'll only sleep in naps.
We've got you on that one.
Nap for real naps, not Brandon naps.
Oh.
No 4 to 6 hour naps.
Wait, why is that not a nap?
That's a sleep.
That's a
is a
Brandon
sleep.
nap. He
That
clarified
is what
this.
I get when I sleep, just about. So,
6 hours
definitely
is I didn't
I
sleep
get
a
8 to
lot
9.
last night.
Huh?
That's not like
I get 8 to 9.
darn
I
I
guess
took a
weird.
nap and I woke up and it's ready
No,
for
that's what
work.
most people try and get, Brock.
What?
He was like, I get 8 to 9.
Most people try to go for the 6 to 8 range.
Yeah.
I usually get somewhere in there.
I'm usually somewhere between 4 and 6. Sometimes I get to 8.
So,
Last week I got to 14.
I've done that before.
fucked me up. I didn't know where I was.
I took a nap on Tuesday.
I've slept for over 24 hours before.
That's fucking terrifying.
It
I fell
was-
asleep at 8.
It was really weird.
You literally lost a day sleeping. I would not know what to do with
It
myself.
was
I came home after work last week, getting off at 7, and by 8 o'clock I fell asleep, and then I woke up and it was time for work. I'm like, this is the fucking worst.
That would be.
I came home, I showered, I laid in bed on my phone for like 20 minutes, and then it was time for work again,
Yep.
and it was bullshit.
I mean, because of ridiculously short turnarounds, I have gone home, gone straight to bed, gotten like less than 6 hours of sleep, and then gone straight back
That
to
was
work.
ridiculously short turnarounds, not a normal
Yeah.
15-ish hour turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've done that plenty of times, where you just don't have a lot of time before between your end of shift
I have
shift
had
and
those
start of the
before,
next shift.
yeah.
And I feel like that's a different kind of feel bad.
That is a different one.
You're like, that's a different like, oh, fuck work, man.
Yeah.
This was like, what the fuck did I do? Why
I
did
messed up somewhere.
Where did it go? You understand?
So, we're gonna dial,
A Fady boy, message him.
Mm-hmm.
time outsiders are us.
Can I just call
1-800-FATE.
Can I just call Carl from Demons R Us, Austin?
1-800-777-FATE.
Carl
Yeah.
doesn't deal in time dimensionals. Okay, I don't know how many times I keep telling you this. Strictly demons. At Demons Are Us. It's in the name, Brandon.
This is from the Boxy series.
Okay.
Carl, it's beautiful. I love when he calls it's not Carl, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" Some random fangirl who happens to work at the same business. Carl, I'm so sorry. That'll never happen again. She's being severely punished right now. Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
Oh.
Because he's just so happened to, like, the 4 times he called get Carl, and the one time he doesn't call, he goes, wait, I don't like this.
I think it's after the second time Carl said he'll always be there. It'll always be Carl.
No, it wasn't Carl.
It's a great series if you can get past the weirdness of it.
I've heard.
Inappropriate bits.
Anyways, let's go ahead and finish this up. So, you phone a Fate, be like, yo dogs, you want him? Look at me, and we'll be there.
Witness me.
You also do notice that the while your sea visibility lasts, the hound does tail you guys for a while.
Well,
Think
he
that's
has a
half
permanent
expected.
seed, so...
You do have a permanent. You see that the hound is also kind of just tailing you guys for a while.
Like we asked him to.
You get by the time you get to Amoka, the hound seems to have at least hidden somewhere more than just invisibly.
Makes sense.
Mitch, you should totally text Pop and be like, oh, dang, it didn't work out. We killed the dog.
I will.
I love how willing and ready you are to do this.
By his response, I think he was already thinking of it.
That was my plan already.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is why we're all friends.
Mitch goes, negotiations failed.
We're all like,
Because it was the only
No,
one that's toxic.
It was going to be... Because I don't know if she caught my comment or not, but I was going to be... Sorry, I really wanted the vocal cords.
Oh, jeez.
comment was good.
Just for Pup, if we do play any kind of good guy game like that where I'm allowed to have the free time to do it, I'll just be nice to all the dogs.
Sounds like something Austin will do.
I want to play a role-play-oriented campaign where you have a base, a lot of base build.
Well, out of my multiple next campaign ideas, that definitely is involved in one of them.
But
What is it involved in the one you'll choose?
depends on what you guys want to do. I have like 3 or 4 ideas. I'm like, I would be sweet with any of them. What sounds interesting to you guys, kind of thing.
Smoking meth and hailing Satan.
That is definitely
Got it.
something that can be done in campaigns. I mean, we've already hailed Satan.
Yeah,
And-
it's really good to me.
Finn did
Yeah.
something. Finn did something better than smoking meth, if I remember correctly. So
Yeah, he.
Depends on who you ask,
he
yeah.
drank the
don't
same
you dare.
What a jerk. I was gonna say he's just gonna try again.
Oh, by the way, there's been in
I saw that.
Banana
There's
bread.
back. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So finishing this up.
Yeah.
And get to Imoka. Like, hey, your work done. Here's a Queen Abigail who is not a deity. He's like, sweet. We'll skedaddle then. And from him doing his time thing, you know it does take multiple minutes. From just dilate it, calibrate. You gotta do some calibrations.
Time dilation is important.
Calibrations.
You gotta do the calibrations.
Ooh, very nice. You have all the supplies?
No.
Oh.
But it's blue. And the
And
jars
have gin or rum.
Well, maybe we'll get all the supplies for Friday.
And so we had
What's
vodka
Friday?
and vodka
I'm off Saturday. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
and vodka.
Seems like a good reason as any.
Any reason's a good reason.
But during that time, I'm assuming you guys may be paying attention. You see the Hound is still there. He's just definitely being hidden. Out of curiosity, does anyone actually have arcane sight? You do have
Permanency.
arcane sight. So I thought you did, but I was like, maybe it was Maldrick I'm thinking of.
No.
Um,
Maldrick would only get it if it helped him found the eject button.
that makes sense.
Maldrick wants out. This is too big for his britches.
So
The apex predator of all time and space is not something he was prepared to endeavor into.
that's fair. So because
Swans.
Ollivander.
Yeah, he makes swans. I have one of his swans.
oh, you're right. It's,
Solid streaming. I'm always impressed with people. Anyways,
is that a little symbol means a stream or something?
No.
just the emoji.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I don't know what the snowflake means.
Direct Relief Charity 2018.
There you go. It's a special
So
tag
yeah,
for a
he
charity.
got it as a badge for something.
Cool.
Good for him.
But I will point out that when you've noticed, like, with looking at Mocha with Arcane Sight, it's kind of just been, like, different. It seems like kind of, like, hidden thing. He's got stuff there, but you don't really see much. You really kind of notice, like, since they mentioned, like, he has protection, you can't find him, he literally has nothing. In, like, a weird sort of way to, like, purposely not be noticeable by any sort of, like, divination detection. Like, you can see him holding the rod, and it's registered as just a mundane item.
Huh.
So, I mean, spellcraft check to see if we know of any effects that do this, or Arcana.
I'll give either.
I think they're the same number for me. Oh, 20 on the die!
Oh, and as soon as we got outside city limits, I'm a greater cyclops again.
I got
So-
a 35 spell.
It's a 43 or a 43.
So, I think I'm going to go with the 43.
Ooh,
Um,
48.
Or the 48s.
Oh no, but I was just happy to roll a nat 20.
I roll 2 net 20s on the same roll.
Oh, I only got an 8.
I got a rock.
So, as you guys have a minute, you're sitting there and you realize this is a actually very powerful effect. Probably something that is or is replicating Mind Blank specifically. It is basically the most powerful abjuration effect in the sense of like hiding yourself. It basically blocks all form of divination magic, whether it be detect evil, locate creatures, scry, see visibility. Any of those things just don't work on something under the effects of Mind Blank.
Squeeze going after that one.
It gives a very, very nice bonus versus like mind affecting effects +8. Mind Blank even foils Limited Wish, Miracle, and Wish spells
To help find
if
them.
they're used to gain information on the target.
Oh damn.
In case of scrying or things like Arcane Sight, those things will still work, depending at least on the circumstance for scrying. Oh, scrying attempts automatically fail. But like Arcane Eye, because it's those
Arcane
sensory-
Sight?
No, Arcane Eye.
Oh, okay.
Which is those little eyeballs that you can go and you can see through. Like they still work, but they just don't even pick up that the target is there.
The Warlock from 3rd edition is one of my favorite classes I've ever played because they had a lot of spells that were replicated in weird ways. So they had an Arcane Eye that you could do as many times as you wanted today because they're invocations, where you plucked out your eye as part of the thing, and then it grew legs, and you could still
have
see
told
through
me
your
about this.
eyeball. And if it got squashed, you lost hit points. What's your class level? Well, you just wasted them all.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
after they do a thing, I'm just gonna get this party started by rolling a die and then, but tell them stuff first. I'm just gonna see what happens.
Out of curiosity, are you just stating for this purpose that it can be permanency? Because it doesn't say that it can be on the page.
No. But that does not mean he does not cast it or does not have a way to you get it put on him every day.
Yeah.
It is a duration 24 hours.
Sorcerer, wizard.
Yeah, a wondrous item that does a 24-hour effect is actually cheaper than replicating something that's less than 24 hours.
It's an 8th level spell, so it'd be expensive, but yes.
He's time travel,
I mean, yes.
infinite money.
I feel like Zelsier would aim for this also.
That's fair. It's a really powerful spell. It says, stop looking at me. Unless you are physically looking at me.
Well, but then Zelsier also casts Alter Selves, which doesn't even let people look at her true self. So, in all reality, don't look at Zelsier. It's true self.
I'll look at Zelser like goddamn much.
So I think Maldrick was doing a thing?
I'm reading.
Okay.
There's +4, which will mitigate the -4.
Now I'm really curious what he's doing.
I'm rolling a d20. Oh, we're seeing B. There we go.
3D printed pig.
Yes, you do.
Okay, that's not a 19, that's a 16.
Darn, it could have been 25%, 20% better.
Yeah. Standard action. This made me wonder if weapon enhancement goes to
I think it does.
make an attack roll and add your CMB and place a normal attack bonus. So I assume so. It's not a big difference right
No,
now.
those other things, like, I think if it has the disarm, you get like an additional +2 on the attempt, and then trip says that if you would be tripped during the attempt, you can drop the item instead.
Yeah. 16 plus 11 is 27 plus 11 is a 38 plus 2 is a 40 disarm check.
As soon as you say the +4 reminds me, like, he's not gonna try that, is he?
A 4-0 disarm?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm full bab, but that's barely for me.
He's not full pab.
Is that with your size bonus too?
It's only +4.
For huge?
Huge is only +2.
That was only +2.
Because it's the same as your for attack.
I have an 11 bab and 11 strength. That's 22.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have 24 because it +2. So it's actually still 40. I didn't even factor in my size bonus. I completely forgot it's a 42.
So I'm curious. You basically just, as he's just filling with his cat,
He starts it up and I'm just like, no.
just try to bat it out of his hand.
Yep.
Well, I thought we'd be done for the day, so I'm actually now marking off what spells I've used for next session.
I was like, it's as good as it's gonna get.
All right.
I guess rolling initiative.
So what happens
This is
is
so not good.
this is
And we'll see you next week. Fuck you, Troy!
All of a sudden, like in my head, I just hear Jorminger go like, "No!"
he's just going. Here we go.
Nell's just like, all of my high level spells are based on elemental form, and
Nils is so ill-equipped for this.
he's like, well, I mean, I guess I could.
Well, his scouting was, I think he already adjusted exactly how long
That's
transit
true.
time was from the throne room to the war room and from the war room to the alternate pathway. So he 100% could have mapped out exactly how many elemental
That
forms
is
he
true.
needed. And I don't think it'd be more than 2.
I was in 2.
Because if you need more than half an hour to walk from your throne room to your safe room,
Yeah,
it's a bad safe room.
it's a bad safety. Yeah, true.
Or no, never mind.
No, it's still a bad safe room.
So funny enough, you smack it out of his hand, and it instantly disappears.
Huh.
And he just totally looks at you and says, "What are you doing?
Whatever I damn well please.
Alrighty.
Sorry, Maldrick had an epiphany while we were talking about doing like plans and plotting and stuff, and the whole point of that Maldrick is to be the apex predator, and he's been following this guy around like a bitch. Kind of dinged in Maldrick's head like, wait a sec, I'm in charge. I'm in charge because of this reason. 30-foot axe, just kind of. I mean, imagining the staff's like, 3 feet.
Can I roll?
Hey,
as-
roll spellcraft.
I was literally just gonna ask that. Only a 10 on the die. So
That's a
that's
19 on the die.
33.
So,
A lot.
46.
Oh, it's like if you have spellcraft, you basically just know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's very convenient, actually.
I don't think you can. No.
No, I can't.
We don't have money for me to up my head.
So he had, apparently, funny enough, someone who's kind of paranoid and very cautious like him, a contingency in case he ever lost his rod and it plane shifted. So, that way, if he ever not had it, it hopefully, in his opinion, end up somewhere safe.
So he hopefully has a tuning fork on him, and then we can get it and go back to our regular time.
So we roll initiative.
So, at this point, instead of getting into what shit show this might potentially be,
I want to kill him though.
I'm aware you want to kill him.
Commander
Because
didn't want this to happen right now. I don't think I'm gonna fight him.
That's fine. The campaign's over if we lose. Dormir doesn't know that, but if half of us die, the game's over. I'm not remaking a character. For us to play this through the next weird arc of this, where he's even more paranoid. We have a fucking fate and a super advanced Hound of Tindalos. Right there. It's either happening or it's not.
Well, the fate hasn't responded yet.
it wouldn't have responded, but it doesn't mean it didn't get your call. It also doesn't mean the hound may not have helped.
Yeah, we put out the APB. We're going out the Sith planet, whether the fleet of ships is there to get blown up or not.
And then
Spoilers.
he starts super strong chain lightning.
Spoilers.
Yeah, let's
That
see some
mostly
chain
sucks for you, because you are still squishy,
Yeah.
who barely broke 100.
Hey, never mind the fact I'm in his face, but he's gonna lightning you.
Yeah.
Well, chain lightning would hit all of you.
Not if Nils is far away.
Well, he didn't know this was happening. I don't think he's more than 10 feet away.
Luckily, you're using stone stuff, so therefore the chain lightning. I mean, is that chain lightning?
was shocking grass.
Oh, it's shocking grass.
I mean,
Never mind.
Nils
Yeah.
has a 25 perception. Nils sees.
Axe swing up.
You see him go from this to.
Nils has just been kind of like actively backing away, just like.
And although I know per the disarm rule, it's supposed to land 5 feet away, I'm gonna say bullshit.
Well, it left his hand and disappeared. So
Yeah.
So it went
I
a
like
lot
to imagine
further
it just
than
starts
5
flying
feet.
off away, and all of a sudden just goes. It's like 15 feet away, and it just goes. Blink. I'm like, huh.
All right, so next time we'll finish up this campaign either successfully or unsuccessfully, and
Hey,
then we'll discuss our next campaign.
He could just crush initiative plane shift.
And that could be a game of find a mocha.
Yeah, and that's not into the campaign. That's just pushing into the last arc, which I think we were. I mean, given that we're 15th level, already close to the last arc of this game.
You know, I even mentioned to Brand recently. It's like this game's not gonna be lasting too much longer because we were getting there. I wasn't expect. It was literally like I was gonna have like. Because it was we're gonna do things until like a trigger happens, and basically once that trigger happens, we get to the end of the campaign. I wasn't expecting it to happen tonight like that.
Oh.
Oh.
I figured either it's gonna just blink back to his hand, or he's gonna be disarmed. If it blinks back to his hand, I'm looking dead in the eye and go, "It was worth a shot."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was worth a
I had
shot.
to try.
He goes, ha ha ha, and he slaps and keeps going.
Yep.
So, you know, the funny thing was, I did recently fully like flesh out like what he would be. Well, I didn't finish his spell list, the annoying part.
Well, then we'll
So
just
yeah,
wrap
we will
up
just
for the night.
continue here next time. Cause
And
that
2 weeks
makes
from
it-
now, we'll start off with a very pissed off Sullivan.
So, you know how I mentioned earlier I had like these other campaign ideas for future campaigns? I'm gonna go ahead and mention them just because apparently this is more relevant than I thought it was.
Well, either that or we can talk about it next week. I mean, next time we play, because we'll have theoretically half a session's worth of time, because we're going to do one battle, and then the campaign's over.
That's
Not
assuming a
necessarily.
battle actually happens and assuming people die.
Yes.
Once again, he could beat initiative, plane shift, and we're done. Like, we're
He's
moving
more
on to other
concerned
material.
about getting his thing than dealing with you guys.
Yeah. It's
Well-
anyone who beats him initiative, do whatever you want to do, and if that doesn't do something, he's gone.
I guess we've seen that rolling defensively, there's nothing you can do to stop that. Even if you, the numbers say, even if you are a build that goes against people rolling defensively, they will still always beat you.
Well,
It's just
my
a set
plan
number.
for my first action next time we play this is going to be to ice tomb someone. Between now and then, I'll figure out who that someone is.
That's fair.
What's the DC on the ice tower?
It's
Well, it's a fort
fort,
save,
so you're
right?
fine.
I think
a
a
fort
fine.
save. I
Well,
think you'll be fine.
Wilt save is better for him, but fort save is also pretty good.
Fort's my second highest.
At like a 19 while raging in polymorphs? 20? No, 19.
My saves are different than what you got.
All
They're
right.
at least a level behind.
Well, I
All
guess
right.
we'll finish this next week, maybe.
We
Next
will
time.
we will get to the exciting conclusion, no matter how many parts that takes.
Next time.
Next time we play Spell Slingers.
Yeah.
Peace out, girls.